How's it going, everybody? This is Rotten Rye, and welcome to episode 12 of the Weekly Grind, where we grind for 3 hours looking for a piece of legendary loot, but never seem to find it. As always, I got my co-host Daryl, who is currently away looking for a better headset. The beautiful Remy Punch joins us again today. I don't know why. Remy Pinks. I almost called you Remy Pinks. I was like, okay. And we got, of course, the tech expert himself, Josh Bray.
Hello.
And we have a nice list of topics to discuss, as well as episodes of our favorite TV shows ever came back this week, and we're going to discuss them.
Mm-hmm.
All the shows are back.
All the things.
Not all.
All the shows. What's still missing?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh. Well, because we have Agent Carter, though.
Yeah, well, I guess we have to do without Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. until, what, Avengers 2?
I'm not sure, but all I know is that... Anyway, we're talking about this at the wrong time.
Yes,
we're breaking protocol. We're so naughty.
Out of order.
Oh, Remy, you have no
C-3PO would be pissed.
Topics back on track.
And yes, I apologize for the late start time. That was my bad.
He was eating steak.
No,
he was eating steak, and I just spilled coffee in my lap.
Oh no!
You're only supposed to spill spaghetti. Come on, Remy.
That was really, really warm. That was really warm. Wow.
And now it's lukewarm. And now it's kind of uncomfortable.
Okay.
So, what are we talking about now?
Well, we got the list of topics in the Skype.
I thought we talked about what we played first. Changes! I don't understand.
Oh, fuck, that is right.
Changes.
So I'm just not with it this whole week.
It's because of the steak thing. You, went and were all decadent and ate delicious stuff, and now you're, professional.
And he's got the meat sweats.
Yeah.
Not even just that, man. All this week I've been fucking staying up an extra hour to play Kingdom Hearts for my Let's Play.
Oh, yeah?
The entire thing's got just... My mind is fucked right now.
It's full of Disney and fuck.
Yeah, it's full of Disney and fuck, exactly. And it's not a good combination. That's a terrible thing to be combined together. It's just... Whew. Alright, let's go ahead and run down the list. Josh, we'll start with you. What did you play this week?
This week I've been playing mostly Ultra Street Fighter 4, trying to become less of a scrub. I've managed to make myself from the bottom of shit tier to about the middle range of shit tier. It's a work in progress. It's going good. I've also been checking out this strategy game that's pretty cool called Dominions 4. It's not the prettiest game, but in game mechanics, it's deep, grand strategy. It's very fun.
Are you using a stick or a pad for...
Right now, because I'm broke mofo, I'm just using my Xbox 360 controller.
That's pads are totally respectable. That's okay.
Working fine for me.
Some people prefer them.
If I had the money to spare right now, I'd get myself a fight stick, but you gotta spend at least $50 or $60 to even get kind of a decent entry level one.
Fight sticks, I don't know. That's an expense that I don't play fighting games enough to actually feel like I can justify that.
I would play fighting games more and give myself an excuse to get even gooder.
Get gooder?
How bad would you feel, though, if you got the fight stick and you're still just as bad, though?
Or I'm better with the Xbox 360 controller all along.
I just dropped $60 and this thing is just not working for me.
Yeah, he's still a scrub, but a scrub with a $60 joystick.
Yeah.
Or just make sure I get one I can program macros in and act like I'm super good when I'm just freaking pressing one button.
That's how I play.
All the ultras.
No, it's
Daryl, did you ever find any other headset?
What's that? Does that answer your question?
Oh yeah, it does. Okay. Shall I just type this to you? What have you been playing this week, Daryl?
Me? Not much. Just it's been a rough week. I actually, before I get started, I wanted to thank Gamergate for its generosity again. I was in need of a little hand up until I start work on it next month, and some folks stepped up and helped make that happen. So I wanted to let everyone know that they are much appreciated and much loved, and thank you for all that. And beyond that, I played some Gauntlet last night. I was totally shit-faced, and it was a lot of fun. It's a really decent throwback to the old school Gauntlet. Even better than Midway's kind of interim games between like Gauntlet 2 and now. It definitely feels more true to the spirit of the series. It's real fun, and if you can get it on the cheap, I urge you to pick up a copy because it's a fantastic multiplayer game. And aside from that, playing Street Fighter 4 with Josh and folks, and keeping Josh at shit tier, and having a good time doing that.
I just want to put this out there to everybody. If he sounds like he's a little down right now, it's because at some point we found out recently that he may have to be leaving the weekly grind.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to work with him, though. We're going to try and see if we can't figure out maybe a different time schedule to do this in, just so we can keep him on the show.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of the bittersweet thing to come along from getting a job. Like, originally I'd taken a shift that would have let me continue doing the show past March. But now, as it stands, I'm going to have to be working Saturdays, and at least for training, I should be home in time to do the show. But after that, we're going to have to either figure something out, or they're going to have to get a new co-host who will wave his dick at trains, because that's what I bring to the table.
And that's a gap that's not easily filled. So
right, yeah.
Hopefully we can
How many people? What's that?
So hopefully we can work around that and keep you in.
Yeah. I mean, this has been one of the more fun things I've been involved in, and I'm grateful to Rye for keeping me on, and I'd definitely like to continue doing it if I can, but we'll see how it goes. If you guys donate to my Patreon, so I don't have to work. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But for now, I should be on for at least the next 5 weeks or so.
So you're saying having to get a job is oppressing, and to get out of the heels of oppression.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
the work of the patriarchy. So, yeah. But no,
So you played some Gauntlet this week, and that was about it? A little bit of Street Fighter here and there?
Yeah, and some EDF with Josh and Mike and
Earth
stuff.
Defense Force. Such an underrated game.
Oh,
Everybody needs to check out Earth Defense Force.
If you want a good arcadey third-person shooter, I would suggest getting it on the PC and making sure you got buddies to play with, because from what I understand, the 360 servers are dead. But
yeah, they're barren is all it is.
Yeah.
There's nobody playing.
Yeah, but it is well worth checking out, and you can usually find it on the cheap on Steam. So pick yourself up a copy if you want.
It's only like $10 full price, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cheap even at full price. But yeah, if you want a good third-person shooter that's just a blast to play, nothing overly complex, just arcadey fun. It's definitely worth checking out.
Josh last week kind of summed it up the best. It's like B-roll the movie.
Yeah, right. And at points you have to do barrel rolls to get away from bees. So yeah, it's awesome. Well worth checking out. But yeah, aside from that, I spent most of this week kind of nervous about how things were going to go, and like always, like whenever I get myself worked up into a tizzy or whatever, it ended up working out just fine. So
nice.
Yeah, in fact, I celebrated last night with a bottle of Captain Morgan's spiced rum, and I'm paying for it today. Yeah, so I'm a little hungover too, which is fun for everyone involved.
Anything new? You always come to the show, go, man, I don't feel good, man, I have a headache, man, I'm going to throw up.
Well, what it was for the longest time was just stress. Now that I've got a job, that shit's pretty much cleared up. But and then I went and celebrated last night, and it was like probably not a good idea. But yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. Been playing Alcoholic. I mean,
yeah. All right, then what have you been playing this week?
Mostly I've been playing Skullgirls, for the Dead Gamers Talking podcast, because everybody voted and that was the game that won. I streamed a little bit of Guild Wars 2 with my daughter, which was really funny, because people got to listen to her and I bicker back and forth and run around. And Honey Pop.
Yeah, if anybody, I just want to say real fast, if anybody has never heard your daughter, it is definitely Remy Spawn. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, she's my mini me. But yeah, her and I have both been playing Skullgirls. I streamed some Guild Wars. Playing Honey Pop.
How is that game?
Oh, it's made of crack.
It looked like Puzzle Quest except but waifus instead or something.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's like puzzle games like that are made to stimulate the female mind. They really are, and that's why Facebook games make tons and tons of money. But it is like literally made of crack. It's so much fun. I haven't put the patch on it yet, so my waifus are not naked. Sad face.
No.
But soon they will be.
They are respectable waifus, but soon they
will not be.
All the lose shall happen soon.
What else have I been playing? I think that's about it. I've been being oddly social, like not real social, but internet social, and trying to box people and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So
that guy.
That was fun.
Work as well.
Yes, and my favorite character in Skullgirls, man, I love Valentine and I love Parasol. Valentine is a little bit more like me. I mean, come on, Bonesaw, like she's great. And I know you guys are all playing Street Fighter, and like I want to get in on that, but I don't have the money.
I need to get more people playing Skullgirls. We all need to play Skullgirls together sometime.
Absolutely, yeah. I need to practice. I suck. I
love Misfortune, but I'm better with Cerebell.
Yeah, Josh is actually pretty decent at that game, which is why it blows my mind that he is so.
It's not that different.
At Street Fighter.
It's not that.
I've gotten better. You should see me with freaking Ryu and Ken now. I've gotten a little bit of the jam back.
Nice.
Ken is awesome. I play Street Fighter. Sakura is who I main, but I am much more confident in Street Fighter than I am in Skullgirls. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just feel really. I'm not playing.
It is pretty complex though. Skullgirls can be surprisingly deep.
Yeah,
So.
I am gonna continue to practice because I want to get better. I don't like being bad at things.
Have you gone through the tutorial system at all?
Oh, dude, I wanted to punch my screen. Yeah. Yeah.
It has an in-depth one, but oh my god, there are certain fighting game things that like if you haven't been into fighting games for a long time, it makes your brain hurt like when they're telling you to do very specific combos, because it's really easy in these games to flow with combos, but when they're telling you very specific ones, crouch low punch, stand medium kick.
Yeah.
Low kick.
And I'm like, bite me. Like, I haven't played a fighting game in like 4 weeks, and I got super frustrated, but I got through it. I just was like, you've got to be kidding me right now. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing.
Alright, so is it my turn, I take it?
No,
Yes,
you don't
your
get
turn.
a turn.
Oh. Alright, so on to the first topic. I don't know, if you pay attention to my YouTube channel, like you should.
Do it.
You guys can't see it, but I'm pointing at you.
Subscribe, rate, comment.
Yeah, all those things. I've been playing Kingdom Hearts. Played some Dragon Age. Pretty much. This is the problem, right? I'll stay up all night in the night, play Dragon Age till fucking like 6 in the morning, sleep for 6 hours, wake up, go to work, and then start grinding out fucking Kingdom Hearts every night when I get home for like an hour.
So you digging Kingdom Hearts, though, man?
Oh, I could have told you that before I played it. I played it back in the day, so.
No, I mean the port's good. You're not
it's solid.
issues with that?
Oh, it's solid without a doubt. Like,
Cool.
I love the fact that like it did on Black Bart and everything. Like it is a full 1080p experience, which is great.
Oh yeah. Good times.
I haven't touched the PSP or the GBA game or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. Well, that'll come
I
in time.
probably won't for a long time.
Really?
For a long time. I don't see myself hopping into that anytime soon.
Gotcha. Any particular reason?
That game, playing it an hour at a time, that game is going to take a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's 50 to 60 playthroughs if Kingdom Hearts is about
Yeah,
the same as other RPGs, console JRPGs.
yeah, it's gonna be a fucking bitch. But at the same time, it has some of like the greatest cutscenes. Like with some of the shitty, okay, it has some of the worst voice acting and some of the best cutscenes. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they did.
Well, let's be fair here. Squaresoft has always been kind of on their voice acting.
Yeah, but this one,
I'm
like,
looking
watch
at
episode 1. Watch part 1 of my.
Actually, I did.
Not like the 15-minute bullshit Twitch one.
Yeah, the hour-long one.
Yeah, watch that and just be floored over how shit the voice acting is.
And you'd expect better from the Sixth Sense kid, right?
Yeah, well, no, he's fine because he doesn't even actually start doing his voice acting until like hour 3 or 4. Is whenever you finally get access to him.
After the weird-ass 17-hour-long intro.
It's actually 3 because I've done 3 parts and I'm just now to Sora.
Right.
And yeah, like his voice acting is fine, it's solid and everything like that. But everybody before then, it's just really weak voice acting.
How old is that dude now? You figure 60, 70? He's
I-
gonna be doing Kingdom Hearts 3, sounding like fucking geriatric, like his teeth are about to pop out at any moment.
He'll fucking sound like David Hayter.
See, that's kind of the problem, dude. Is they fucking
Disney
the way that they've done
changed.
though is it's like they allow him to age so much
Yeah.
that I really hope he still can, hone it down to sounding like a kid,
Yeah. Well, he still looks like one, so which is
And
really
his
creepy
face,
because he's got
and
the
just
adult
face,
body.
because the head is every.
Yeah.
The head aged, the face didn't.
Yeah, it's really creepy. I watched him in some movie called Sex Ed the other day, and it was a good movie, but it was hard to buy him in the role because he's just got this tiny little boy face in the middle of a giant man body, and it's just really creepy.
Yeah, other than that, no, that's it. Like I'm pretty much waiting on Dying Light, which we both have pre-ordered. So.
Yes, sir. That's gonna be awesome. We gonna do some streaming on that, or?
Oh yeah, we're gonna stream the fuck out of that.
Oh hell yeah! Everybody can see how shitty I am. Everybody can see how shitty I am at FPS games. It's gonna be awesome.
Everyone's gonna be watching yours, going, "Oh my god, he's bad." And this upper window, they're gonna have mine open, going, "He's good."
Yeah. Well, and then I'll remind them that my channel is called Red Warrior Plays Games Badly for a reason.
And then I'll make up for all those sick burns in Street Fighter.
Yeah, right. Oh, it was hilarious. Last night I was so drunk that when I was playing Gauntlet, I kept running into the walls and like heading off in the wrong direction. And everybody's like, "Fucking Daryl, you have to go through the door, dude."
Red Warrior.
I'm like, I can't even see my character. Oh, and the cool thing is they do those voiceovers still. So
Nice.
yeah.
Is there an option to like make them sound shitty? Like.
Oh no, they kind of do. I mean, they remember that voice sample I sent you for my channel. Kind of sounds like that now. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, really coincidental.
The nostalgia.
Yeah, but the game actually it's got a lot of self-referential humor and whatnot, and it says something about like somebody shot the food yesterday and it just totally went on a riff about how dumb it was to do it. It was great.
So Remy, was Nick gonna get in here for our TV show discussion?
Yes, he is currently studying right now, but when he is done, he will be with us.
All right, we'll hop in the
Damn
topics.
that guy and his
We'll
juicy
do that.
knowledge brain.
We'll hop into the TV show at 8:30. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay,
I'll give
I'm
us
gonna
a
try and
flower.
drag him in before then, but yeah, definitely
Okay.
sounds good.
All right, everyone, find the topics. Let me know what you guys want to go through.
I want to talk about the Club Nintendo first
Yeah.
myself.
I
All
think
right, we can do that.
that deserves a first talking.
If you pull up the article, make sure you pause the video, because, yeah.
Rip.
Because fucking IGN.
Well, that's actually why I don't go to IGN when you post those links, dude, because it kills my browser. And I have disabled their autoplay, and yet I guess they decided I really needed to see their videos. So So it's back on.
It's the one that it reloaded itself and launched again. I was like, no, stop it.
Yep. But yeah. So Club Nintendo.
Yeah, pretty much what this is Nintendo is discontinuing Club Nintendo. They're shutting it down.
In its current incarnation, anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna shut this down. They're gonna come back with something else. There's no word yet. I don't know. Daryl thinks that it won't be a subscription-based service, and I really don't hope. Like, I don't want it to be because I don't feel like they warranted that right now.
Right. Actually, I could kind of see them doing some sort of subscription service for like virtual console stuff and whatnot. But at this point, though, especially on the Wii U, the catalog I think isn't robust enough for it to really offer something of.
That's what I'm saying is like they don't have enough to pull the trigger on that and be like, oh yeah, you can start paying us now for. Miiverse or something.
Right. I really just think that what the new Club Nintendo is going to be is pretty much a permutation on the current thing. It's not going to be too far removed. It'll probably just be different details, different
streamlined and reorganized.
Yeah, just different rewards and whatnot, I think. But it is kind of weird that we were talking about this earlier, that Nintendo, announced that they were closing down Club Nintendo without actually having anything, ready in terms of like what the new incarnation's going to be.
Yeah, they're very detailed on the phase out, the staggered phase out that they're having with it, right. But they have like no details on what the new plan.
Right.
Other than there will be a new plan.
Right, and the cool thing is if you've managed to accrue a lot of coins, coming February, they didn't exactly say when. I would assume early February, but Nintendo hasn't said. They're gonna put up a huge slate of like downloadable games. Give everybody a chance to use their coins, and I think they're gonna put up a few exclusive limited time physical items as well. My understanding is it'll be stuff that's kind of unique to this kind of closing out deal.
It'll probably be like a Club Nintendo 3DS or something like that.
Which would be great, but I really think it's going to be... Oh, and they're giving away a copy of Flipnote Studio as well to all current Club Nintendo owners. Details to come on when you can get that.
What is that, by the way?
It's it's like, I don't know. I haven't really read into it, but my understanding
it's Mario Paint.
Yeah, basically, if you think about Mario Paint, that it probably...
I just went to learn about it. And yeah, it looks like Mario Paint for fucking DS.
Yeah, see, I haven't even signed up to Club Nintendo. I have all these codes just like in the cases still.
Well,
and I haven't even...
As of 4 days ago, you can't even register them anymore.
No, you can. You can still register your stuff. It's just that new games released after the 20th will not be eligible.
Oh, released after the 20th, not
right.
So what they're saying is Majora's Mask 3DS, and that's about it.
Right. Now, Rye, if you're not going to use those codes, I need 110 to get to Platinum.
There you go.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I might give them to you, honestly.
Oh, cool.
Because I don't really have any need for any of this. Like, depending on whatever they put up, I don't really even know if I'd be interested.
Well, here's the thing. If you give me that stuff, I hook it up. If there's some digital games you want, I'd be more than happy to snag them for you.
True.
Yeah.
Sure.
So my whole thing is that they're going to be putting a wide selection of 3DS and Wii U games up for Platinum, which is why I'm kind of like, I got to get that last 110 coins. I mean, knowing my luck. I mean, last year I got a copy of Wario for the Wii U, whichever one that is, and haven't played it, so it'll probably be something like that, but still.
Now, I don't know, was anyone like a diehard fan of Club Nintendo? Like, used it religiously?
I did, but just because occasionally the stuff you could get was cool, but then after a while they kind of ran through their catalog of physical items, and it just became like digital downloads every month, and it was stuff like, for a while there, it was like Urban Champion and shit, like. So after a while, I kind of just. But mainly for me though, Club Nintendo was about the end of the year gifts, the platinum level stuff, because they usually give out pretty cool stuff. Like one year I got a Majora's Mask soundtrack, and another year I got a Ocarina of Time 3D
Daryl, you're
soundtrack.
so kind. I will DM you my my address after the show, and you can send that to me.
It's somewhere around here. I did end up selling the Majora's Mask soundtrack, though.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what happens when you need money for electricity. But yeah.
Oh, so you're a bender. You had to hook yourself up to electricity to get high.
Yeah, I've been jacking on.
That sweet juice.
Wasn't that what it was? Bender,
Yeah,
are you jacking on in there?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Shit.
Y'all need robot Jesus.
But basically, though, I don't think, in my opinion, and this is a totally uninformed guess, at best it's an educated guess, I guess, but I don't think it's going to be too far removed from what we've already seen. I can't really imagine where Nintendo would go with it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They did roll out Punch-Out this week, the Wii version for the Wii U. $10, limited time. Well worth it. Grab it if you haven't.
It's freaking Punch-Out.
Yeah. They also have the Metroid Prime trilogy coming on at some point.
Yeah, that'll probably... I mean, if they continue on the schedule they're on, I imagine you'll see it next Thursday. Because they... What's that?
Huh?
Eh?
Oh, so that'll be cool. Those games were great. I loved them.
Well, especially considering when you can find a used copy, they're going for like $60. So, if you don't care about having the physical copy, it'll probably be $10 when it debuts as well. And hell, even at $20, it's well worth it. You get 3 fantastic games for the price of a
And they're not a new
$30.
Metroid, but if you close your eyes and you wish really hard, it still won't be a new Metroid.
They're still, I don't know, they have their Metroid charms, but yeah. I mean,
it's not a new Metroid though. That's the problem.
What's that?
Played before.
I'm sorry, I'm having a lot of trouble
No,
hearing it.
It's not a new Metroid. It's a Metroid.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm hoping that the sales of this game, lets them know that at least,
There's an interest there.
Yeah, I know there's very little interest for the franchise in Japan, but we Westerners will definitely dig a new Metroid if Nintendo makes it.
Oh, without a doubt.
If you make it,
even
we will
like
come.
a side-scroller fucking Metroid, like people have been begging for 2D Metroid forever.
Right.
Oh, heck yeah.
And not
down for
that other M shit.
Yeah, like a legit
Yeah.
fucking 2D Metroidvania. Not a Vania, but just a Metroid. Wow. Okay, we're tapping this topic.
Yeah, we're good on this, I think. What's the next topic?
If Josh has anything else he wants to add, or Remy, for instance.
No, I haven't had a Nintendo product in quite some time, so
Get yourself a Wii U, man.
I do. I want one.
Yeah. It's good times, tater salad.
But then I think about the computer upgrades I can get for a console price. I'm like, just upgrade my computer.
All right, well, we got
Part of the master race, huh?
DirectX 12. We got the HoloLens. We got pretty much everything else. By the way, tonight is pretty much an Xbox show. Just throwing it out there.
Xbox, PC,
Well,
a lot of it kind of ties together.
There is a topic we didn't actually have prepared that I kind of wanted to talk about. It's Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel coming to...
I actually saw that, and I didn't even want to bring it up. Just
You didn't?
Because
I haven't really... I played the first Borderlands, but people are telling me like the second and pre-sequel kind of stunk.
Well, I've heard, from what I hear, 2 is supposed to be really good. I've never played it. I actually own it. I have yet to touch it.
Shit, we need to play 2 together. I've played through like the first maybe 5 hours twice.
What do you own it on?
PC.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Ah, fuck you.
Well, if I ever manage to get out of this crippling debt, I will.
But Borderlands 2 is fun. I haven't messed with the prequel, sequel, whatever that thing
Right.
is. I haven't messed with that, so I have no idea.
Pre-sequel.
But, what was it?
But it's coming out in March, and I guess that's really all we need to say about it.
Well, see, the lawyers might want to take it up because fucking Gearbox.
Oh. Did you
I
say?
didn't even want to do marketing for these fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Given Anthony Birch's status as a bitch-made
Not
motherfucker,
just that. Fucking Randy Pitchford's a fucking tool as well. So
is he? He looks like one. He's like the second-rate Gabe Newell, except
not even second rate, man. This guy's like Z-list Gabe Newell.
Fourth rate, fifth rate, bottom of the barrel.
Yes.
And you know what? Though my objection is definitely probably the same as yours in the sense that like what they did with the Alien game, there was a lot of fuckery going on.
Not just that, Duke Nukem, like anything that's not Borderlands or their sole IP, they don't give a fuck about.
Well, to be fair though, Duke Nukem was kind of destined to, I think, suck.
It was never going to be as
what were they
good
gonna
as
do with
what
that?
everybody wanted.
What's
Like,
that?
Granted, I give it that. It was never going to be as good as everybody wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But if that was not Duke Nukem.
Yeah, but I wonder though how much of the game we got was them, or was them just kind of cleaning up after the other
Eight
folks.
other developers that worked on it.
Polishing off the turd that was handed to them.
Yeah, but then you look at Alien, and it is kind of hard to, or it's really easy to kind of
Pin it all on them and be like, all right, you fuckers did this.
right. But apparently Alien was one of those situations too, where like there were a lot of cooks, who had their hands in that one, and it was.
Well, that's the thing, is Sega went to them and said, hey, make this game for us. They didn't go to eight other developers and
You're
say,
talking
hey,
about
make this game
Colonial
for us.
Marines, right?
Yeah,
Not, Isolation.
Right.
Isolations was solid. Fucking
Yeah.
Colonial Marines was not.
My understanding is like they straight up took Sega's money and then
used it on
used it
Borderlands.
to. Yeah. Borderlands 2 got funded by it basically.
Yeah, and Sega's onto it, and I guess Sega's actually going after a lawsuit for it and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Good
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about progress on that front, but you wouldn't expect to
No,
until
they're
there's
going to
some,
keep that in-house until something actually comes out of it.
right?
But so the summary is fuck your bucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Seems like it. Yeah, so actually, yeah.
And I
from
guess, hold on, just to add effect of
Hold
Gearbox. I guess it came out that 3D Realms never really gave them full total rights to Duke Nukem.
Really?
So there's some controversy with that too, about they may not have all the rights to Duke Nukem that they think that they did.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at this point, but I am going to have to look into that.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely
it
looks
was
like
a
something worth
very
looking
old
into.
story. I would have to dig that out as well. And I don't know. Maybe a topic for next week. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, those
In our
things are
continuing
definitely-
investigations.
Right. I mean, I do think there's some merit to talking about those little controversies and stuff, for sure. So,
That's like, I love the fact that like whoever gets those stories and whoever like actually does the investigation onto them, they deserve that fucking credit, man, because that's a question that needs to be answered.
absolutely. And, well, yeah, so I guess depending on how you feel about Randy Pitchford's hideous face and his development
You want to talk
habits.
about shitty T-shirts, by the way.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so I guess, you know that's coming sometime in March. If you care, buy it. If you don't.
All right, so let's top on the next topic here. We got DirectX, we got HoloLens, we got Fable Legends, and we got Xbox app. What do you guys want?
I see these are kind of outside of my wheelhouse, so whatever you pick is good with me.
All right, let's hit up DirectX 12 because that'll at least involve more than just one
Right.
click.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
You sound like Martha
You're gonna
Stewart.
know more about this than I was. That's why I was kind of happy you happened to show up tonight.
Oh yeah, people don't know, DirectX is kind of the back-end programming layer that kind of powers a ton of games for quite some time. The only real competitor is OpenGL, which, oh, by the way, happens to run on PS4.
Nice.
But
I suppose.
basically what's happening is that they're making some software-level improvements. Looks like they're talking about allowing more they're going to allow developers to do more with it, as well as introducing new features at the software level and making improvements, allowing basically your games are going to run better here in the future.
Right, and actually, here's a little bit of useless trivia. The Xbox was so named because it was originally going to be called the Direct Xbox.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing was a DirectX system that you can fit in your living room. And
right.
Microsoft's still all about the living room, huh?
Now, this actually positions the Xbox One to be, since they were talking about unleashing that, whatever the other core, giving that over to developers if they didn't want to use Kinect features, along with improvements within DirectX 12. That's, I think, within this next year or two, going to put Xbox One games kind of at a higher port quality, possibly, because it's just going to be a lot easier to go ahead and make it optimal.
Are you saying that Xbox One and PS4 games are going to be on par?
I do.
There's parity, sir. And no forced parity this time.
And, since it is all software level stuff, DirectX 12 is not going to require a new video card. Most modern video cards are going to go ahead and support DirectX 12. Basically, if your video card supports DirectX 11, I would say it's going to go ahead and support DirectX 12.
I don't think mine does. I think mine supports the Toaster's assembly language. I'm not sure. No,
but then Microsoft hinted at a pretty much essentially DirectX 12.1, which would have farther improvements that would be hardware specific.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't see those actually coming to Xbox, since those are a hardware specific thing. It would require a new hardware revision or something, but that would be on the PC end of things. Those don't tend to go over well, because we have all these cards now that support DirectX 11, but there's not very many games that are DirectX 11 only. Right. One of the only ones that come to mind for me, oddly enough, is Tropico 5. It's DirectX 11 only, which is kind of weird because it's pretty much like a twist on a SimCity style game. You don't really need all the bells and whistles of DirectX 11, but yet it's DirectX 11 only.
Oh, it's all that back-end AI and shit, man. See, you can't see that matters in Tropico. I'm telling you. Just like it should be the shit you shouldn't see in SimCity, like the fact that your civilians don't go anywhere or do anything you want them to do.
So it's a real-life simulator then? Because I haven't been outside of my house in years. The sun scares me. I'm pretty sure it's a god floating around.
Oh, so here's the thing with SimCity, right?
Yeah.
You can make an entire residential area, and they'll be like, oh, well, there's no work here. Yeah, but the entire city next to you is all industrial work. Go there.
Yeah.
They'll just sit there and bitch for hours about how there's no work.
It's right over there. Just get on the highway. Learn to drive, asshole.
Yeah. I built a highway over there. Go drive now.
But yeah, that game frustrates the hell out of me. I should have never paid $60 for it.
You bought it, huh?
Yeah.
We're talking about the one that they said could never function
offline. Yeah, it's offline now.
Straight up lies.
Don't play it. Just don't pay for it.
Just remember this: EA will straight up lie to your face.
Oh yeah. That's why.
That's the same. That's just as bad as Microsoft. Oh, the Xbox One will never work without Kinect. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't just have it offline. You can't just flip a switch.
Yeah.
And then they proceed to flip the switch.
Are you a lawyer, Angry Joe? Remember that shit?
Are you a developer? Are you a developer? Yeah. Do you know?
Are you a developer?
You can't just flip a switch.
I really wish that he would have asked Larry Herd, are you a developer? Because I'm pretty sure you're just a marketing guy. Like.
Yeah, right.
And then fucking Bomber comes out. Developers.
Then Sony, like, they fucking hit the damn ball out of the ballpark that year with their fucking YouTube videos. This is how you share a game with on this PS4.
Yeah.
Just handed it to him.
Yeah.
You ass.
It's like, oh, you trolling motherfuckers.
Yeah. But
you want to buy a PS4 just because you trolled Microsoft so hard.
Yeah. But prior to Microsoft's show, my understanding was Sony was, kind of
the same thing.
They were going to do the same thing. Yeah. And my understanding too is it was due to publisher pressure. Like they wanted to control, since the aftermarket, was so huge. I guess they wanted a piece of that pie, and So, but then
Oh,
Sony
yeah.
realized that it was better for the bottom line to appease us rather than publishers.
Yeah, right. And this fucking love-hate relationship publishers and should have with GameStop and the used games market.
Right.
We hate you so much, yet we need you.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is they're going to continue to need them for years to come.
Oh yeah.
So we're getting we're getting closer to this digital-only marketplace, but we're just not there yet.
Yeah, I think the infrastructure just, internet-wise, just isn't really there for that at the moment. I mean, we've still got tons of houses that aren't even connected, let alone connected with a, decent broadband service or whatever. So,
Yeah.
and as long as Comcast maintains basically a functional monopoly, and refuses to actually use their profits to invest in infrastructure, it's going to be a long time till we're at a point where console makers will be able to, just deliver a
So
digital
what you're
only
saying-
platform.
So what you're saying is, and trust me, I never thought I would say this as well.
Huh.
Come fuck on, Google, get your ass in gear.
Yeah, because at this point, a console manufacturer would definitely be limiting their potential market reach by doing digital only. And
I will say, I kind of think it's funny that Remy's staying silent right now, Miss Spios over there.
yeah,
I love my internet.
Yeah, I love the internet. Now we have access
Your
to it.
45 megabits upload. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
is
very,
that what you
very
do?
fancy. Yeah, FiOS is nice, and I have
Yeah.
the most, the fanciest router that they offer and all of that stuff.
You're
And I mean,
so
I figured I'm gonna be here for 6 more months. I might as well have one nice thing.
right,
So I'm gonna splurge on good internet.
for sure.
So have you
And to
looked
me,
in-
it's
you're going to Chi-Town, right?
Yes, I am.
Have you looked into what their internet offers out there?
I have not. I
Probably should.
Well, I'll be completely honest too. I'm kind of right now. I spend all of my free time online. I'm kind of hoping
Right.
in Chicago I leave my house.
right.
It'd be weird.
Only you can make that happen.
I know, right? But I mean, it would be totally, completely insane. But it would be sort of nice to, go out and actually
Absolutely.
see people in person. So I'm hoping that the large amount of money that I'm spending on internet now might go to beers or something.
There's a lot of
Right.
there's a lot of people around that central area.
I have friends there, and hopefully they stay my friends after I live closer, and they're not oh God, we gotta get away.
I know you just got here and all, but we're moving to California.
Right? That's kind of.
We're all going to move to San Francisco and.
But yeah, FiOS
to SJWs. Hail Hydra.
is awesome. The only complaint that I have is that with the Verizon, I'm used to kind of being able to fiddle in, change the channels on my router and do all that stuff on my own, and I
Right.
can't do that. I have to call them and do things. So if my connection speed drops out, I have to call them to actually switch the channel that my router's on, which isn't hard. I mean, it's
Right.
not a super challenge, but it's still just kind of man.
Yeah, it's an unnecessary inconvenience, it seems.
Yeah.
I mean, something so simple like that.
Down
should
with
definitely be-
ISP locked routers. That's some old bullshit.
Oh yeah, mine. I can't. I have
I
to
can't even
anything
believe
more
that's legal.
complex than changing the Wi-Fi channel is requires a phone call and usually excuses for why they can't do it. So
Bullshit. It's my fucking internet. I want to fucking forward a port, bitch.
right.
Yep.
Forward a game server.
Yeah, and I
Son of a
couldn't.
bitch, don't make me install Hamachi.
Hibachi?
Oh God, and trying to explain to them what you're doing. That's the other thing is because I would call them and they would be like, "Oh, well, according to our site, your speed is blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "That's fine, honey. These other channels that I'm streaming on disagree with you." I
Right.
had to explain to a guy what streaming meant, and I was just like, "I gotta go."
You're all. I'm not a violent person, but I'm about to take your head off.
But right now, my upload speed is holy God.
I'm paying for 20 megabits, and I'm getting 60, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah, mine is 64.87 is my
Nice.
upload speed right now.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
You can
It's
host
fucking
all the
fine.
internet's porn.
I can. I can host all the porns.
All the porns.
Oh
Do
god, I
it.
just thought of something. But we gotta move on to the next topic.
Topic change before we delve into porn.
He needs to take a nice cold shower now, huh, right?
Yeah,
You're
so
like
show
a
has to
nice
wrap
guy.
up early. Sorry guys, I'll see you next week for
Yeah.
Steak and porn is best day.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I cannot argue with this.
And the way she said it, oh god.
I
Right.
just used my words. Oh goodness.
Keep the spaghetti.
Alright, oh yeah,
well
fun
in
fact,
hand,
I
right?
got my ass kicked in Super Smash, or not Smash, Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Super Mario Brothers.
actually Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
I downloaded
that's
it on my phone, and I was playing it at work. And I literally lost 4 lives in the first level of Super Mario World.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
The chick I passed the phone off to, she came back to me. I have 3 lives now. I'm 3 more of the worlds into the game. She was like, "Yeah, dude, I don't know. You're bad. Stop it." I'm like, what?
That's hilarious. You're how old now? You
But
probably.
she actually told me, she was like, "Dude, I'm telling you right now, if you do not say to talk about this shit on the show, I'm going to find it. Leave comment after comment about how badly you sucked." So I at least have to put that out there, that I did get my ass owned in some Super Mario World. So it's a thing.
Oh, maybe I should not feel so bad about my lacking skills in first-person shooters.
Yeah, because I
We
like
all have our
skills in platformers.
Yeah. First-person plumber? Is that what you said?
Alright,
Yeah.
so on to the next topic, or?
Sure.
Alright, so we got, I kind of want to save the HoloLens, but we're already an hour out of talking about Arrow and Flash, and that'll
Right.
probably kill the last hour of the show, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's jump into HoloLens now.
HoloLens.
Talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's got to get their VR, AR. Everybody's got to get a dip in that market.
I'm sorry, man, but the way that they demoed it with Minecraft was fucking genius. Like,
And let us provide a little elaboration for our viewers, just in case they don't know.
okay.
What-
This is Microsoft's. It's not. They're not calling it VR. This is their AR experiment called Windows Holographic.
Okay.
When AR is augmented reality, for those of you who don't know, it's pretty much going to alter what you already see and change it into parts of the game, kind of deal.
Yeah, think more Google Glass and less Oculus Rift.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's kind of
And the way they were demoing it with Minecraft, and it showed the guy like flicking blocks to get rid of them,
right.
which is fucking awesome if they can get it to work like that.
The thing is I really fear that, like, everything, I watched the video, I'm interested in that kind of stuff. I saw the video, I really fear that was some highly pre-rendered shit that is not actually quite in the, like.
Well, they
the
claimed a
wild-
working demo, so it's not full-on game, but in the sense they did, like, this is a lot of people were writing articles talking about
Proof
how,
of concept.
did they just
Yeah.
run stuff in Minecraft and real world and real life and all this other shit. And it's like, keep in mind, whenever the Kinect, not Kinect 2 came out, but Kinect 1, whenever that came out, they had Lionhead out on stage talking about Milo. Those of you
Yeah.
who don't remember this little kid, look him up on YouTube. It was fucking like the greatest thing ever. Like, so they promised us our own little
You can
digital
pretend to be
friend.
Dan Olsen.
You can pretend, no matter how lonely you are, you can pretend to have a friend.
Yeah. Oh, I already do that.
Fuck
But
you,
no,
dude.
my
You just told me I'm like your imaginary headmate. Fuck off.
sometimes
right?
I wonder. No, but my worry about this project, especially considering you kind of describe it as Google Glass-esque, is that it'll be mostly relegated to like moving the heads-up display onto the, to somewhere else or something. It probably
Like, the sensors, and like it's powerful. This thing has its own unit for processing the holographic stuff, because it is an actual like holographic imaging thing, and has its own CPU and GPU. So it's a
At the
powerful
same time,
thing. It's
yeah.
sensor filled.
What they claimed at Josh, what they claimed at the conference is that they invented this software.
Oh yeah, I fully believe. Yeah, the software behind it, I'm sure.
Now, hold on. With that note, what else did they invent recently that didn't work so well?
Cloud gaming.
Oh,
They
Close.
attempted to.
They connect.
there you go.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to take the low hanging fruit, man. But yeah. And that's the thing. That's why I'm
This
so
is
kind of worried about it.
science level stuff, guys, and it still doesn't work.
This is why I'm kind of worried about the real world applications of this thing. It's like, like even the Wiimote with all its potential wasn't really met at the end of the day, and so I'm worried that developers will get a look at it and not really know what to do with it, and kind of,
You think they're all kind of jumping in that boat with the VR and AR glasses and everything?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, have you heard about even Samsung's getting into the VR realm? They got the most retardedly named VR thing ever called Milk VR.
Milk.
Well, not only that, but you just use your fucking Galaxy phone and drop it to the front of it, and that's your screen.
Right. Second screen stuff is also another example of technology that hasn't really taken off.
No, everybody's trying, but with the AR stuff, you mentioned the Kinect thing, and it's kind of funny. I think the augmented reality glasses are going to be better, just like in in the case of the Kinect, for cases that aren't necessarily maybe games. Because remember how when they opened up the programming and everything for the Kinect, and like doctors started using it for being able to access medical shit while they're in surgery without having to touch a computer and scrub down.
I can't remember how to do brain surgery. Hop
on.
Yeah,
I gotta Google brain surgery.
This tumor looks like it could be
WikiHow.
dangerous, like,
But yeah, like it's one of those things that I think has a lot of potential outside of gaming.
Right.
And it's just gimmicky for
same
gaming.
thing with the HoloGlass.
Well, and Kinect was actually like that in the sense that
Unless
it
people
got a lot
utilize
of
it right.
use.
There's like,
What's that?
Unless it's utilized right, like remember you say there's good Kinect games. There could be good uses.
It's just got a lot of its potential manifested in the kind of the like people using it for their own little projects and whatnot. Like not developers, just folks finding applications for the hardware outside of gaming, and which is it's cool in that sense, but if you market it as a gaming application, you really want to come to the table with some really good uses. I mean,
at the same time though,
I think Remy said last week that it is kind of cool to have that new technology out, just to kind of keep the market inventing and whatnot.
Oh, it definitely is, but it comes down to the publishers and the developers, mainly the developers. Well,
right.
The developers to make something like that from the ground up. It also comes by the publishers to give the developers the resources they need to go about that route.
Right. And definitely don't want to send this out to die, so to speak. I mean, if this thing doesn't have...
Just
what's that?
You don't want to give it to Ubisoft.
You don't want to pull a Virtual Boy.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I own one of those things, and after the fucking migraine subsided, it was fun.
And they're kind of late to the whole Minecraft craze as well. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people are still playing it, but are people going to buy it again?
They spent like what $2.2 billion on Minecraft and Mojang. Yeah. They're gonna milk that shit for all it's worth.
Did they buy Minecraft?
Or they bought Mojang, and Mojang owns Minecraft. So
they did. Okay. Because this was something I read a few days ago and didn't really bother to look into it because I'm kind of apathetic when it comes to that game. Not that it's bad or anything. It just really isn't kind of my cup of tea. So
it doesn't float your boat.
Yeah. It doesn't tickle my tezzies.
Well, it's fine.
Have you ever played it? Have you ever actually played it?
Yeah, I have played it.
Build a boat again, it'll float, so you're fine.
I'm gonna pretend like I heard what you just said.
Oh shit! All right, but I don't know. Like I'm intrigued. Definitely, I'd like to see what comes of it.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm a big place with this that I am with Oculus and Morpheus.
Right.
They're all kind of on the same level for me. Like I've never experienced any of them, so I can't give an opinion on what's better. I just kind of at the same level. All right, you piqued my interest. Let's see what happens.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I'm really interested in the Oculus and Morpheus and this thing, but I guess we'll have to see how they all pan out.
Yeah,
Get the friggin' you get this holographic thing and start doing Minority Report style interactions with your computer.
Okay, hold on. If it turns my computer into the goddamn Iron Man lab, I'm down. Like
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, man. If they, now I'm thinking about applications for like movies and shit, like interactive film and whatnot, and getting excited.
Oh, dude, I want to go watch Peter Pan and have Tinkerbell fly over to me so I can stick her away.
He wants to have a meaningful and deep relationship with Tinkerbell. But no, yeah, I'm down to see how it all pans out for sure. What's next on the agenda?
Hold on, I'm scrolling back up. All right, we got Fable Legends and Xbox app from Windows 10.
Okay.
Anything particular?
Did you say Windows 10 coming to Xbox One?
Not necessarily. They're going to have an app
Oh, there's an app for that.
for Xbox. It's going to be, yes. But this is actually the stupidest thing ever.
Mm.
The Xbox app for Windows 10 will make gaming more social and interactive.
Huh.
Where the fuck have you been for the past 10 years?
Yeah, right.
It's like, hello, they're gonna make Steam, basically.
I've never played it.
Without the games, like they're gonna take all the social stuff from Steam and.
Right. I was
You're
going to
gonna
say,
make
I've never
every
played a
game on
game
Xbox.
socially before this.
They're going to make every game on Xbox Live besides Call of Duty.
Basically, it's going to be a bunch of shit that people don't use. I'm sure as hell not going to use it within Windows 10 and all that, but you'll have a My Games list, which will reflect the games you play across all devices. It'll include your friends list, messages, and activity feeds, so you can keep in touch with your friends. And while you're
I'm
out
sorry,
and
but
about,
I'm
could do that
gonna
before
throw money
this.
at it right now. $5 says it does not coordinate with Steam.
oh no.
It will not coordinate with Steam.
No, I think it's just going to be an
or
Xbox
Uplay.
Messenger, because you can also bring up the Xbox UI
Yeah.
from your PC and power your console. So you can turn your Xbox One on from your PC if you want.
Oh.
Yeah, you can stream games from your
Yeah.
Xbox One to your PC. Why?
Yeah, right. I was having trouble kind of understanding the practical applications of this thing when I heard about it, because like, why? Like,
There's no
What?
reason.
yeah,
Like okay, look, the way to do that would be the opposite of taking your PC game and not porting it, but streaming it to your Xbox.
right. Yeah,
Now,
now
let's
see
say you
that
have,
I
like,
could.
some super beefed up rig in the bedroom, and you don't want to have to
Yeah,
stare at a
yeah.
small screen or something like that. You can take it out to your living room on your
And
big
there's-
1080
I mean,
fucking-
And there are machines built out there to actually do just that, and if they could turn Xbox One into essentially that, if you happen to have one of those high-end PCs that you don't want to get a huge HDMI cable for or drag out in the living room.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like that would have been the way to go with this, but
the
instead
complete
they-
opposite implementation would have made
Yes.
no sense. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what? God.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was something I was kind of confused by, because it seems like there's really, I mean, if you're in the mood to play your Xbox, you're gonna usually be in a situation where you can just go do that. I mean, you know, streaming the games over to your PC. I mean, I guess it's a nice feature to have, I suppose. Like, options are always good, but yeah, this is one of the ones that I can't really understand what they were going for. You know.
And maybe in time it will do the reverse. And this
Yeah.
is just kind of them testing the water for now. But
Could
I
be.
feel like they should have led with their strongest foot, and this is not the strongest foot.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, when you consider that most games that are gonna, you know, be available for the Xbox One will most probably also have PC ports. Like, I mean, Dead Rising 3 and Rise, for example. You know, you're probably just gonna either boot those games on your PC or go play them on your Xbox. It just
See, that's something else. Is Total Biscuit actually did a video. He did a content patch talking about the entire conference.
right.
And whenever he got to this, his main worry was that they're going to they're going to stop porting games to the PC, so people will buy them for their Xbox and then stream them to their PC.
It's entirely possible. Yeah. It would definitely be in Microsoft's best interest to kind of keep both of those markets open. Because honestly, I don't think that they're I mean, Halo notwithstanding, most of their franchises aren't big enough to really kind of motivate people to do that, to buy their console. You know, I mean, like I said, Halo's a big one. Folks will go and buy an Xbox for Halo, but they will already have done so. You know what I mean?
Exactly. A lot of people were like, all right, well, I'm going to buy this thing because Halo will come. They're not doing it. They're not like, all right, okay, it wasn't Halo that sold the 360. It was Gears of War.
Right.
People bought it for Gears of War, and they knew there was going to be Halo 3 down the line.
Right, fair enough.
Now, this generation, is it going to take another new IP to move units, or is it going to be, they have already done it in the past? Halo 1, moving the Xbox One, not the one we have now, but
right,
the Duke.
The original, yeah.
Yes.
Or is it the one that you could house 1,000 homeless people inside?
Yes, exactly. And not just inside the console, but underneath the controller.
Right. Take shelter under the Xbox controller.
It seems like they're relying. Exactly. The damn thing was huge. It seems like they're still relying on their 2 flagship titles. And they even bought Gears of War from Epic Games, and they gave it to Black Tusk Studios. So.
Right. And that's the thing. I think. I don't think they have enough, right?
This year at E3.
Yeah, they don't think they have enough to make, dropping the PC market make sense. I mean, if that is even something they're thinking about doing, I would implore them to stop because, they reach a far bigger market by making games for PC and Xbox than they're going to just making games for the Xbox at this point. I mean, they are in no position to try and demand, to shape the market like that because. Like we were talking about last week, there's still a lot of that bad will amongst people who don't know any better, like they're still expecting the DRM and whatnot. And so I don't think they command enough of the market to really want to shoot themselves in the foot that way. So, I mean, but,
I hope not. Phil Spencer's so far, he's got a good head on his shoulders. Like, when it came out of E3 this past year, it's saying, all right, we're gonna talk about nothing but games, and that's all it was.
Yeah, and that was definitely to their advantage. I mean, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I definitely want an Xbox One. There's some really fantastic content on it, but none of it's really a system seller. So, like, I definitely
that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is like, I own everything, so I really don't play it biased. My bias relies on to the controller itself, and I've said plenty of times that if you could get an Xbox One controller to work on a PS4, I'd be sold on that right away.
Right.
But as it stands, there's just nothing that I could, like, whenever people ask me which one should I buy, and I'm just like, all right, well,
what games did you want to play?
Exactly.
Right. Like, I mean, and I think
it seems like Sony's kind of going the same route without needing to.
Right.
That they already have a huge lead, and they're like, all right, well, we're gonna, rely on the same system sellers we did last generation and the generation before.
Oh, absolutely, and they will all do that, and people like to bitch about it being unoriginal and lack. It's what it is they know what sells, and they're gonna make that for us, So if we get another Mario game, it's gonna be because that shit sells, and Nintendo is not dumb, and if we get another Halo, of course, it's going to be because Halo sells. And
I haven't bought a Final Fantasy in fucking years, but apparently there's millions of other people that'll buy anything with the Final Fantasy title on it.
Right.
So they'll make it.
And like people who shit on Madden every year and Call of Duty and shit. These games are made, because they sell. And I suppose in the case of Madden, there could be. An argument made for a little bit of staleness on that one, because there are years where they will just give you a roster update pretty much. But
yeah,
now, if you want to talk about a friggin' genre of games that could go to a subscription service of like every year you pay $20 for the new roster,
right,
and some minor engine improvements.
Yeah, but the guys that come in and get Madden games at the store, and we do Madden tournaments, they are fanatics. I mean, and people want to put down the sports games players and kind of treat them like they're casuals. These guys are no joke
Oh, hell no.
at all. They're absolutely amazing. A lot of the hockey players here who play for the Sabres are huge Madden fans and will completely destroy when we would have Madden tournaments.
Right.
Like, that's really one of the things that I'm super excited to get back to the video game store for, is those sporting game tournaments, because those guys just, I mean, the fighting game community, we're fun and we have a lot of energy, but these guys, they're not only just talking about playing the game, but they're also big sports fans and bring even more knowledge into it and everything. And it's fun. It's just a fun, weird community that's like a great
absolutely.
subculture of gaming. But and they will tell you they notice differences that I don't even, I game, that's what I do, and I couldn't tell you from Fable 1 to Fable 2. I could tell you storyline changes, things like that,
Sure.
but these guys can tell you, they notice the most amazing details with those Madden games. It blows me away. It really does.
But and that's true. I did, one of my buddies was a big hardcore Madden fan, and his complaint was just that, and this is mostly like focused on when when we shift into a new generation and stuff, and you can tell their focus is on making multi-platform rather than like loading everything with new, features and stuff. But I have no actual opinion on that one way or the other though, because I don't play them myself. So, this is all just stuff, complaints I read and whatnot, and,
Well, and trying for something to be a platform seller at this point, I think the thing is that they need to realize that consoles are, they're not going to be computers. They're never going to compete with our PCs. And we've really genuinely gotten to a place in the world where every home, for the most part, in the first world and certain tax bracket, has multiple computers in their house. Not necessarily good ones, and not all working. But even my landlord downstairs, who uninstalled every drive on her computer and had to ask me for help, they have multiple dead laptops down there. And they have their Wii, but when the kids started being like, oh, I want a game, it was they wanted to get a desktop to computer. Just for business, for everything else, with the way we are with smartphones and things like that, consoles need to learn how to compete on level with that, and with the fast change, with that you have to go to the store, buy the disc, that it takes a while for AAA games, even when they're pushing them out and they're super buggy. So there's all these like downsides to console, where for us, and I mean for me, console gaming is a comfort. It's what I came up doing, so that's what I gravitate towards. But people my daughter's age don't have that same feeling. She doesn't have a console that she's attached to. And like Nintendo, a new Nintendo system comes out, I want it.
Right.
It's even if I have zero reason, I don't know a single game, anything, it's like new Nintendo, oh, that's mine. Like, that's automatically first feel.
Right.
And I got to be that way about my Xbox. I love my 360, and I really want an Xbox One, but I'm Poe, so that's not a thing.
Right. But so would you agree, though, that then trying to kind of hold their PC gamers hostage, or not hostage, but like trying to motivate their PC crowd to go console, just to play these games that they were previously able to, probably wouldn't be a good idea?
No, I mean, I think that would just antagonize people, but it's tough, and I can't think of a good fix for it. Obviously, I don't want consoles to die. I love consoles. Sure. I was standing at the store the other day just marveling at playing with the controllers, because I really haven't gotten to play with the new system's controllers at all, and things like that. And those are weird little joys that you don't get as a PC gamer. Because as a PC gamer, you're like, oh, I've got my controller, this is what I'm comfortable with, why am I going to change? Whereas, like, I was sitting holding the PS4 controller and just testing the weight and things like that. And with the Xbox One, seeing how it was comfortable. But I think that to get people excited about console gaming and to want to use that platform, they need to, one, get back into the social and really be pushing the social aspect of things with it. I loved LAN parties and stuff. I mean, talking about Halo, like, that was like so much fun to me, and such a good time. Nintendo, the stuff that they do with the 3DSs, I think is brilliant. The fact that I'll walk around Otakon, face in my DS
Street
instead of
Pass.
looking at
That's
costumes.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Right.
because it's like, I can catch Pokemon, I can do this, I can do that. I have 4 different games that I'm benefiting just by interacting with strangers walking around a convention.
Right.
And I would see other people with their DSs and I'd be like, what are you doing? Before it even occurred to me to bring mine. And then it not an accessory, but it becomes like part of the ritual of wanting to go do that stuff. And
Right.
I think that people really need to kind of maybe look to Nintendo as a thing to emulate when it comes to trying to hold on to people or getting people excited again. Handhelds, everybody plays games on their phone. That's something that people need to look at. And if you play something on your handheld and it's amazing, like Monster Hunter, and then you're like, but I want to play this on a big TV, that's a great way to kind of move people towards the platform. Something like that. But it's not an easy fix. I don't think that what they did with Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 was the right way to pull people back in. Trying to pretend, we're as good as a PC. No, you're not. Sorry. Have a good day.
Yeah, I tell you, there's a time, like, I stopped really being in the consoles after the PlayStation 2, and there was a big reason why, which is because they stopped being what they were good at. They stopped being a thing that you
Pure
could just-
consoles.
You plug it in, you put in
Yeah.
your disc, you launch the game, you're playing.
Yeah.
Like, less than a minute. And with all the things, the way that they want to take it, wasn't this bad with Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 as it is with this next generation, but the kind of homogenization of trying to make it PC-like, and it's console-like, and it's not really good at being either.
Right. Well, yeah, and that manifests itself in the way the Xbox One initially came out. It wanted to be that jack of all trades kind of media centerpiece, and and they had to finally say, okay, we're going to free up the resources used for Kinect to allow you to make better looking games and shit. And so, I mean, that puts a fine point on the problem I've had with consoles for years, which is that ever since Sony put a CD player in the PS1 and then a DVD player in the PS2, it's kind of come away from just being pure games machines, and now I think they're at a place where they have to be jack of all trades.
But it's also risking your system. I mean, that's the thing is people are like, because we do repairs at the store, and people who do try to use their consoles as a CD player, as a DVD player, as a Blu-ray player, as their Netflix viewing platform, that's putting a lot of additional stress on a machine that you want to last.
Right.
And they're not easy fixes. I mean, with the PlayStation 3s, the way that we fix them is we kick the fan up, we try and figure out what you belted inside there, and go from there. But you're going to come home with this much louder machine that's not going to run as well, and that you're going to hope doesn't yellow light on you again.
Right.
And same thing with the Xbox.
Oh, I stopped repairing yellow lights.
People want everything to be in one machine and do everything in one machine, and I have that on my lap. That's my laptop.
Right.
Especially if you happen to have like
Exactly.
an HDMI cable, you can run right up to your freaking TV.
And that's actually kind of the point I'm getting at.
Mouse.
Remy, is the fact that like most people who want to do these things probably already have dozens of devices at hand that do them.
Yeah, and I'm old. I mean, I'm 35, and for me, I want my CD player to
You're
play
a day
CDs.
older than I am.
I want my my laptop to do computer. And I will admit, like, I watch all my TV on my laptop now because I don't have cable, but I want my phone to make phone calls. I have a flip phone. I have a Razer flip phone. I love my Razer flip phone. People don't like it because I can't take pictures with it, but I can text slowly and I can make phone calls. That's it. And that makes me happy. I do computer things on my computer. I do console things on my consoles. We have an N64 in every room of the house, which is a bit ridiculous, but it's, living the dream.
That's
I can cook dinner and play my N64 in the kitchen. And that's my favorite console, is the N64. I love the controller, I love the console, I love the size, I love the simplicity. I'm just like, boom, I'm playing a game. And it doesn't die. I've had them forever. And the only reason that I have additional is because people would post them up on Craigslist, sell them my N64, and they would have games that I wanted. So I'm like, I'll take the console because I'm getting all these games with it. But that's what they need to get back to, is something that's solid, that's going to last, and I get the whole, I want to be able to play my PlayStation 2 games, my PlayStation 3 games on my PS4 and this and that, but even that's not, just get me something that's going to not break when I move.
You know, and I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things for me is, like, backwards compatibility is important for a lot of folks, and I understand that, but at the same time, my whole thing is, like, when I buy a console, I don't throw away everything I owned before that.
Exactly.
You know? And so it is maybe a minor hassle in the sense that if I want to play, one of my older systems, I have to go fucking drag it out and hook it up. But at the same time, like, as long as the current gen console that I own works and does what it's supposed to do, all that other stuff is just gravy. Not necessary, just gravy. So I don't know.
Yeah, never mind. I was going to make a comment about Remy. Already got to it. Somebody in chat. It was funny.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 2006 was a good year. But no, and that's the thing is, and I know that that's not going to happen, but just having a solid machine that's good at what it does is that's all I want, nice new controllers are great. I get stupid excited about controllers. I guess as a woman I'm not supposed to. They're supposed to be really hard to use, but
all these buttons.
I don't know what to do. How do I turn
single
this
button
thing
interface.
on? Right?
Yeah.
God.
Apparently, some people would have us believe that women need a win button and nothing else.
Right. I watched this video the other day about playing on easy mode because my life is so busy. It's the only way I can game. I don't know.
Same here. Absolutely.
But that's
no shame
my
in that.
want. Like, we can talk about, what game is going to bring people in and do that kind of thing.
Right.
But I really think just quality of, and this goes for everything from clothes to our cars to everything else. We're so disposable now.
Yes,
and
we
it's
are.
always like, and these stupid cell phones, it's, the new one's going to come out in a year anyway, so why does it matter if it lasts? Well, I want to invest in something. I want to spend money, have something that's good and is going to stick with me. Hence my N64s.
Right. And this is what I actually love about Nintendo consoles. Even though there was a small amount of Wiis that kind of would go ass up after a while, it was still an acceptable number. Like, it wasn't like Yellow Light of Death or Red Ring of Doom levels of craftsmanship. And they actually still make systems that are made to survive. And I dig that.
Yeah.
Because
like Xbox with its 30% failure rate, damn those early generation 360s.
And that was the thing that kept me from buying an Xbox for a long time, is just the concern that I go out and pay the $300 and then 6 months down the road have a doorstop. Like, I'm with Remy. I want to buy things that will continue working. Like I bought a TV once that only had a 90-day warranty, and when I realized it, I took that shit right back, because that's telling me it's not built to last.
Yeah, and I do things like, I don't have TVs. I have computer monitors that I use as TVs because they don't lag as badly. And
I'm with you. I do the same thing.
And things like that. But I'm willing to wait and invest in something that's going to work. First run of a new gen console is going to be buggy. It's going to have problems. So I've learned I'm not going to even bother at that point.
Not be a beta tester.
Yeah. Oh no.
Paid beta.
But I mean, if somebody wanted to give me an Xbox One right out the gate, I would be like, okay, thank you.
Right.
But I'm not gonna.
Remy, I love you. Not that much. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I don't know.
You're gonna actually have a chance to play these things for a minute, so have fun with that.
Yeah, I want quality. I want quality equipment. I don't want buggy things. I'm like this about my games. It's why I don't pre-order. I'm the same way about all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Give me early access.
Season passes.
Give me quality. Give me a polished, finished, complete product that And honestly, like, people can make fun of my Razr phone. You want to know why I still have this phone? I've run over it with my car twice. I've dropped it out of a second-story window. I flushed it. It didn't go down, thank God, but I didn't realize I had it in my bra, bent, flushed, and was like,
There goes the
ah,
phone.
sadness. Yeah. So, and these are problems guys don't have, but girls, we drop phones in toilets a lot because of that bend thing. But
Right.
and I will forever be loyal to this phone. It's if I could still have my old Nokia, I absolutely would. But just getting it so that that will run on current networks, it doesn't work. But if you give me a quality thing, I've had the same microwave since I was 17. I'm 35.
Right.
If it's
I
still
had-
working.
I had an
It works
Emerson
great.
TV. I had an Emerson TV that actually it lasted a good long time until it was dropped and cracked in half. And I would still
And
be
that's
using that
quality.
thing.
Emerson makes good stuff too.
They
and
they
that's-
did. Now they're
See, I
owned
haven't-
by Funai.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and see, that's the thing. Like, companies change hands, products change, but if you give me quality, I'm going to be loyal. And
Yeah.
for me, with the Xbox, and I love my 360, I have a second run of the 360, and it's been great. I haven't had problems with it. I love it. It's my baby. I'm still on the fence with the PS3. I mean, I'm not even talking about 4, 3, because I all day, every day at the store have people coming in who are having problems, and a lot of it's that they're stupid. They'll leave the tray open. They'll like that slide cover. They'll
Yeah.
leave that open. I'm like, why? You think dust is your friend? Like,
Right.
what? But yeah, they do things to make the machines look nice. Like, I was looking at the PS4 and sort of messing with it, and it seemed to be more worried about aesthetic and not so much about, which aesthetic is important, but I'm more worried about, making sure the dust isn't getting in there, making sure that if I do need to repair it, it's easy to access and things like that. The same thing that you look at when you're looking at a computer.
And you can tell overheating was something they're worried about this generation as far as the Xbox One is concerned. If you look at the 360, right? How many people kill the first generation 360? I killed 3 of them myself.
Yeah.
Just for
Yeah.
overheating.
And I didn't get
And
in
that's-
until way later in the game, so.
I made so much money off of repairing Xbox 360s. It was ridiculous.
Oh
Yeah.
Since I knew
the
how to
Xbox
reflow and reflex the stuff.
If you actually look closely at the Xbox One, the one side that's all vent, if you look close to the top of that, it's one big ass fan.
Right.
Like,
Hey, Ryan, I got a question for you. Was it that Microsoft exec who said things break?
I don't know.
It was a kind of a famous quote. They were like, "Things break," and it was like, "Well, yeah, but not like this," And that was one of the. I'm gonna have to hunt down the quote because I don't want to misattribute it.
Every year that I owned the 360, dude.
Right.
It was bad.
Now, see, I had a good track record with mine, but to be fair though, like I bought it way late in the game, and I didn't play too much then because I was too busy working and shit. So.
Well, when I got the last one I got was a Slim, the same one Remy has, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And yeah, that thing's fine. The only thing
Yeah.
that doesn't work now is I've actually burned out the disk drive on it. Like, and that was all love that thing finally died. So
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, and it's just things like the fact that there's an entire market now for fixing these systems. That
that shouldn't be a
baffles
thing.
me. I mean, and it should in like a much smaller scale, but the fact that at the video game store that so much of my business was people coming in with their dead machines, and some
Oh, yeah.
stuff was funny, like women would bring in their Wiis that their daughters fed CD after CD after CD after CD.
Right.
And same deal with PS3s, like how many discs can you fit?
Right.
And it's just like, what? Or adults who, like, the plugs all look very distinct, and you can tell what goes in what hole, even if you have no idea how to hook up your system. You'd think, but no, it's like this cord doesn't fit. I'm just gonna force it. Oh,
Right.
okay.
Now, I will back up what you're saying too, because at the local shop here, it seems like every time I go in there, they're repairing a console or a handheld for somebody. So there is a huge market for that stuff, and it actually got to the point I think where they just stopped taking Xboxes altogether for a while because they were so they had such a huge backlog of systems they needed to repair, and You know, and it is kind of a bummer that is a thing, like you said, on such a large scale. You know, it shouldn't be. Remember when things were built to last? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Speaking of things that last, can we talk about Fable Legends now?
Yes, we can. As soon as you read the comment I just posted, and laugh for a second.
Okay. Oh, good God. Okay, so I have a problem. I have an addiction.
Oh.
It's called Fable.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
So you two are really psyched for this new Fable?
Oh, you have no idea! Oh my God!
I wasn't going in, right? Whenever they first teased it, what was it?
Are we talking about the one that lets you be the bad guy?
Yeah.
Against a group
Your
of
choices choose you.
I mean,
first shut it off.
Literally, like you fight your
like somebody.
player opponent.
Yeah, it's kind of like Evolve in the sense that one bad guy for players.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd say asymmetric multiplayer, something like that's what they call it.
Right. The asynchronous multiplayer,
like
where you don't. Yeah. You just play when you want to, and your moves get sent.
But yeah,
I'm Captain Obvious. Nice to meet you.
It's pretty fucking sick. I was not that excited for it when they first teased it. I think it was the same year that they did the E3 for the Xbox One. But this last year's E3, I was like, oh, wow, this is actually something pretty cool. Because the idea of the thing, the whole astronistic, whatever the hell, the words you said, I didn't know how to process that. That wasn't a thing to me at the time.
Right.
It's gorgeous. I mean, the gameplay looks gorgeous. Albion looks gorgeous. It's a world that I love. And I know people felt like, I mean, the original Fable game was amazing.
You know what's missing, though, right?
Do you agree with me that it kind of went downhill as time went on?
I don't know. I mean, I'll have to look and see exactly how many hours I've put in Fable 3, but I love the crap out of Fable 3. I love that game. I love the story. I also play Fable the Journey on my Kinect.
Right.
Like, I have a Fable problem. I embraced my Fable problem and am well aware of it. But this game seems to be getting the things that I wanted in 3 that I didn't have. Because there were things in 3 that I wanted to do with my friends, and I'm like...
a much bigger multiplayer focus this time
But
around.
do you know what's missing, though? No heavy-handed promises by Peter Molyneux.
It's not a Fable game without.
That was probably the biggest disappointment with 3. Was that, like, whenever they did the teaser trailer for 3, they talked about morphing weapons based on your choices. They talked about how you're enlightened form, and like they showed cutscenes of you walking around with these amazing fucking angel wings, and I was just like, oh, I can't fucking wait. Then like the game comes out, and those only show up whenever you're in mid-combat fucking moves and shit. It's like, oh,
but
come
the
on,
dog!
Oh.
Like, I don't know.
Fable 3 shoehorned in this one, honestly.
No, don't you talk about my dog like that. But no,
it just didn't really have it wasn't like 2. It was like the dog was there whenever you got thrown out of the window. It had a purpose. It was it was there.
But
then 3 was just like, oh, you wake up in bed and the dog is next to you.
I like the fact that the dog is an extension of yourself. And I'll be honest, I play Lawful Evil in like every game that I play, and Fable is the one series where no matter how hard I try, I can't be bad, which is strange. Like, I'm a good bad guy. But I'm excited about this one that you can actually play, the bad guys and fight the good guys and things like that. I think that'll be...
I would love the option in 3 to, give me a hawk or a cat or another animal aside from a dog. Like, if you're going to make the dog not be as big of a part in this one, other than, its purpose in this one was the same thing in Fable 2. Like, give me another animal. Like, give me an option for another animal or something.
Yeah, I get that. And I love the all for one or one takes all. I just am so excited. Did you guys sign up for multiplayer beta?
No,
What?
I'm not big on betas just because I don't like to be teased.
It's Fable.
I'm aware, but I don't like to be teased.
Do it! It's Fable! You fool!
I'm so
Into the
excited.
beta.
I
The
am.
only time
I
I
am
like
so.
to be hold on. The only time I like to be teased is whenever it's an intent to do something later. Whereas this, I don't know how much I'm gonna like it. I don't want to hop in and be like, all right, that they just totally convinced me I'm not going to buy this product. I don't want to do that.
Ruined.
Yeah. See, I'm super super excited. I can't wait to touch it. I'm watching it over and
we're talking
over
about
and
Fable
over
still,
again.
right?
The teaser for. Yes. Yes. You're bad. Um, and I love that it's going to be cross-platform. I think that's huge. That I'm going to be able to play with my friends that are on. Which again, this was something in 3 that was lacking. That I can play with my friends that are playing on PC. Because though co-op was stuttered in 3 and not fully fleshed out, it's fun. It's a fun game to play as a team. So I'm really excited about it. Just look at the characters. Like, oh, I'm so excited. And it sounds like they're going to open up cross-platform for more games. So I think that's a huge thing.
And
Yeah,
that
like, I
is the
think
way to do it.
The leading point with this article was the fact that they're doing it like it's going to be a thing again this generation. Whereas they did it last generation with, I think they only did it with Halo 3 and Gears of War 1. I'm not 100%, but it was really tied into games for Windows Live, which I know a lot of PC gamers really not happy about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
I can understand that.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. The way that it's looking like from this article is it seems like they're just gonna anybody who on Windows 10 will be able to cross-play with Xbox Live. So, provided the upgrade, which from what I understand, a lot of people are getting the upgrade for free. Just for like, Total Biscuit talked about it, and he said it's probably only going to be a year. You can't imagine them giving away.
Oh yeah, I think they've already said, haven't they? That's going to be like the first year you'll be able to get it free, which is awesome. That's cool.
Now, I do remember somebody telling me a long time ago that Windows 8 users will get the OS for free regardless. I don't know if that's a true statement or not, though.
They might do something like they did last time around, where users who bought a PC within a certain amount of time got like an automatic free upgrade to the new thing when it came.
Well, I really wouldn't mind getting a 10 because 8.1 is not fun.
Oh no, working on computers with 8. I mean, 8's not horrible, and especially if you have like one of those touchscreen laptops, it can actually be pretty cool. You know, the tiles aren't so bad in a touchscreen environment.
I never understood the point of a touchscreen laptop. I have my mouse right here. I have the keyboard right there. Why?
It's kind of handy.
So you can get fingerprints all over the thing you're looking at.
Yeah, that's why I don't use it. Fucking first time my buddy was over here, he touched the screen. Like, oh my god, it's a touch screen. I was like, now stop touching it. Like,
my neighbor had one, and she used it for graphic design projects and stuff. But beyond that, yeah, it was, I found myself when I'd repair it for her, kind of, gravitating towards the good old mouse and keyboard. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I think the important thing to take away from this article, though, is that cross-platform play will be a thing again this generation. So.
Yeah, and that's actually being provided by our lovely friend DirectX 12 that we mentioned earlier. So it's looking like it's not just graphical software improvements that they're putting into this API now. They are also going to be extending elements of the netcode, which is very exciting to me. Not just for the cross-play possibilities, but more games having internet co-op right off the bat, because there's a lot of indie games that I would love to play co-op over the internet, but they're only local co-op, because the netcode is like fucking expensive to license or make or whatever. So hopefully this is going to maybe provide something for developers right out of the box for, I guess, at least Windows systems to have kind of internet co-op or whatever. Easier.
Well,
they're
talking about. I'm sorry, but they're talking about bringing Smite. Not Skype. What the fuck? Oh my God. Like about bringing Smite over to the Xbox One. That could be another one that's cross-platform play.
Smite's not a bad MOBA game. That would actually be really good for getting the console people into that style of game.
Yeah. You already know it's a growing market. Like, look at League of Legends on Twitch and tell me fucking that's not a market that needs to be taken advantage of. I mean, come on.
The League of Legends player base is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and there's some pretty fanatic people too. So.
Buy all the skins.
Right.
Oh, there are people out there who do too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Day one. Even if it's shitty, they'll buy the skins.
Oh, I just wanted to let people know if you're into kind of classic style first-person shooters, kind of Doom-esque type stuff. Shadow Warrior on the PS4 is like $6 right now, so go buy it.
Or don't. It's your money.
PSA. What's up?
Or don't. It's your money.
Get it or don't, or whatever.
Does Marco happen to be watching this week? I'm just kind of curious.
I haven't seen him.
Marco, if you are there, comment. I demand it. I don't know, like...
Maybe that's why he's not here, man. All those demands.
Well, I want to hear from him to see if he happened to play Deus Ex. 'Cause I bought it for him. So he better...
You did.
Do you want
you
me
did follow
to?
through?
Do you want me to tweet at
Yeah, if you
him?
want to tweet him,
Hunt this
all I
mofo
can
down.
really ask is ask him if he's played Deus Ex yet.
Go look at the Mofo Steam profile. You can see if you put the hours in.
I'm lazy. Last time I looked, he hadn't yet. I was like, you bastard.
Giving you free games. You ain't even playing them.
I
What's up
spent
with that?
$6 on your ass, and you're not fucking playing it.
I
But yeah,
tweeted
we're
him.
We're about ran through our topics. If you want to get Nick in here.
I just poked him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she also tried to see if he's available. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
that's the route things are going. What the hell?
Yeah, he's still studying, so we might not get him. I mean, we can watch about the telly. We can talk about the telly. I'm all flustered now.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
But no, I'm good with the TV stuff. If you guys want to talk about it.
Oh no, Josh, you kill. Yeah, well,
Yeah, these are runs I'd have to like hop out of here for because I want to watch these shows. I just haven't watched any of them yet.
Oh, you haven't
You-
watched any of it yet?
I haven't watched the only show that I've watched is maybe like the first few episodes of Agents of Shield.
Right.
Oh,
I have a
oh.
You're a little backlogged, honey. It's okay.
oh you have no clue.
Get
That's
on
okay. I completely understand. I mean, I'm going to type something over here in the sidebar.
it. No sidebars allowed, counselor.
Oh no, go for it. We can.
No.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to talk about Gamergate. Dun dun dun. Dun. So we've had a lot of stuff going on with well, we had Liz get doxxed really,
Yeah.
really badly. It was a professional dox. Somebody paid for it. There's stuff going on BAF where they're going after Lizard Squad, and all sorts of things are going on. And I am just begging everybody to please be safe, number one.
Right.
It's if you're not sure if your computer is safe, then DM me. If you're not sure your social networking is safe, DM me. I'll send you guides,
And
whatever
there's
else.
a few things you can do like right off the bat. One,
Wear
like
a condom while browsing.
if you have updates, get updates. Always keep Windows up to date. Anything you're running, keep it up to date. Always.
The other thing is be aware that these guys word search. I get super angry when I will have somebody mention either a screen name or a board name or anything like that when I'm tagged in, because I use TweetDeck. I do the same thing. I'll plug in the term that I'm looking for and hit the first 5 accounts that I see using it. Like when I'm trying to get people to talk about Gamergate or anything else. That's exactly what I'll do. Look for folks that are tweeting outside the hashtag that have questions. These guys operate the same way. You don't want to paint targets on yourself. The other thing that I would beg people to do is to keep focused. Yeah, we're upset that Liz is gone. There's not a one of us that isn't upset that Liz is gone.
And she also wants us to stop making a big deal about it, by the way.
Yeah, but she's safe and she has good people around her.
And it's she would want us to keep our focus and to keep making happenings happen. And so I keep telling people that, yes, the internet drama is fun. I was going to box a dude won't show up. But
this is like the third time, right?
Yeah, like I'm serious. Like, well, the first guy who put out the challenge, it was while I was in Chicago, and he wanted to meet in Millennial Park, and I had his picture. I knew what he looked like. I sent him a picture of me, so he knew what I look like. When dude completely didn't show, was not there. And that was like, for honest to God, street fight. That wasn't even like in a boxing ring. Like little kid like swears he was MMA, and he was gonna kick my butt, and I was just like, okay, let's go. Like, I'll show up. I'll bring my skateboard. We'll do a thing. Like, I haven't done this since high school, but whatever.
So I think that Josh and Daryl heard what I said. I'm not sure you caught it.
I can barely hear anything, bro.
I said, maybe I will take you to meet yoga pants.
But and then this other dude, I mean, same basic thing, made a big blog post. But this guy today, he made this big blog post basically saying that, like, he's gonna, face like these dude bros and fight us and all of this stuff. And I responded, and I don't know if he wasn't like looking at the Abby or what, but he was like, yeah, keep acting like a big ape on the internet. And I was like, yeah, 5'3" and female, buddy, so what are we gonna do? I called a boxing ring that he lives in Pitt. So I called a boxing ring that has been in Pittsburgh for decades, and that I remember from when I lived there. And I called him and I was like, hey guys, like, this is the situation. I told him, it was like, this guy's talking tough on the internet. He's obviously got zero training. I haven't boxed in 5 years, but against a person.
Right.
But
I played a lot of Punch-Out.
I was like, let's do this. And I told the girl, I was like, I've gotten in some bar fights in the last 6 months, but that's about it. But so my form's going to be really bad. But how much would it cost to get ring space and to have somebody ref? She put the owner on the phone, and he was like, this is amazing. He's like,
that's awesome.
He was like, I'll give you ring space. Like, if you guys want it tomorrow, just show up. Like, this is great. This is completely amazing that you're calling this guy out. And guy won't even respond to me. Just absolutely would not reply. Kept arguing with other people, started talking about the Gamergate haters, delusions and things like that. But guy wouldn't show. I was like, well, boo. That would have been fun. People wanted to turn it into a charity event. People were actually going to donate to charity, like, nice. For this thing. And I was like, and we had free ring time. It was going to be glorious. And dude wussed out on me. And he's like got a foot on me at least. I was like, come on. Like, what?
Yeah, but he looks like a puss. I mean, to be honest, that guy's about as intimidating as he is well-informed about Gamergate. So...
But yeah, so I'm an ape, and I'm also so scary that he won't fight me.
That's hilarious, right there. These guys do that too. They can't put their money where their mouth is, but they will spout off and try to intimidate us. And anytime one of us steps up, they're like, blocked. Fucking. I'm gonna hide in my shell now because I wrote a check my ass can't cash.
Yeah, and the thing is that people are like, oh, well, it's not fair because you're a woman. But then I'm like, wait a second. So you're going to tell me a feminist? This guy who's a feminist is going to tell me as a woman I can't fight? I would like to take him out with me on Thursday nights when I go to the lesbian bar, and I get thrown out a lot. Like, there's something about the ladies in the city that makes my elbows go up. But Like, seriously, I don't know what it is. But I'm like, if you're gonna try and tell me that me and other people with ovaries can't fight, like, bite me. Like, seriously.
Right.
No way. But yeah, he wouldn't show, so that was going on this morning. What else have we got? Nero's working on his book, which is super exciting.
Oh man, I can't wait for that. That's going to be fantastic.
What is it?
And Nero is
about
writing a book
Gamergate.
on Gamergate.
Yeah.
Really?
And
Yeah.
he's been really, really fair, and he's reached out to people. And Nathan Grayson, bless his stupid heart,
And then
and then
And then.
Nathan completely sticking his foot in his mouth up to his head. He popped up on Facebook, and Nathan doesn't think about how many people he has added on Facebook. He's like, I just showed the email to personal friends. Honey, you're not personal friends with that many people.
right.
Those aren't personal friends. You don't know what that word means. And then one of his personal friends gave it to Nero, to Milo.
Yeah.
But so he's working on his book. He's been being great and professional and reaching out to people on both sides and all aspects of it to try and be
And
unbiased
finding a
about
lot
it.
of-
Yeah,
finding a lot of rejection from
anti-Gamergate.
the anti-side. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
anti-Gamergate has been super professional. I'm not going to say her name, but Little Miss I Love Neo-Nazis decided that it was a good idea to tweet Milo's personal phone number out. Not even the office number, like, come on, be classy.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that stuff going on. I got blocked because somebody was saying that Milo was, I guess, shaming a girl for using the term daddy and not understanding it. There was a misunderstanding that the woman was using the term daddy in a BDSM sort of setting, which I have no problem with. Anybody who's paid attention to my sweet tweets and my history knows that, hey, I do that. Here, listen to me talk about Superman. But that Milo wasn't picking on her daddy issues because of her BDSM lifestyle. It was because she was saying it to somebody who was so completely disgusting.
Right.
It was, if you're going to be subservient, you're going to be subservient to that guy. And that subtlety was getting lost. So that was some Twitter drama. What else have we had? We've had a lot of happenings. I mean, Farts has just been dropping bombs.
Oh yeah, about the con connections.
Yeah, and
Or-
IDGA.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's some ridiculousness.
Now, there's actually a good point
It
somebody
was-
raised about con, in the sense that none of them are actually licensed.
Yeah,
Uh,
there is not an ounce of license. Like, if you need counseling, if you need help, go try to get to somebody who actually has experience in counseling, somebody who can provide some credentials on the table for you at least to.
And I like their lie. For the last month, apparently, they've stopped several doxings.
How do you stop a doxing? Exactly.
Or a swatting is actually what they said they stopped. And it's like,
This
no,
is
you
how
haven't.
you stop a swatting, right? So supposedly there's a target on me because I'm female and I have followers and I'm loud. I've already called
I
my
can barely
local
hear
police
you.
station.
What are you talking about?
But I already called my local police station and said, hey
Right.
guys, this is my name, this is my address, this is the situation that I'm in, and this is a possibility that's going to happen. If you want to come pre-search my house, I don't own guns, my landlord grows pot, but that's not my problem. And whenever anybody gets stressed about swatting, here is, yes, it is a dangerous and deadly situation. The things that you need to keep in mind, if you have pets, if you're fearful that you might possibly be swatted, or if you're somebody who brings attention to yourself and you have pets, that's my number one concern, because I have pets, is make sure that they're not in your front rooms, that they don't have access to front rooms, just so they don't get stepped on. They don't get loose, anything else, because when cops bust in, they bust in. This is not a little knock. They're coming in.
And animals
Two-
have been shot before, unfortunately. It's a thing that happens a lot here in the States.
Yeah. Yeah, so think about your animals. Number two, don't answer your door with a gun. Who does that? Who does that? But don't answer your door with a gun. Like, if there's the potential that you're being swatted, or if you think you're going to be doxxed or anything else, just don't be dumb. Think.
Right.
In my situation, I've gotten enough threats at this point and gotten enough messages that it gave me pause. I just called the police. I just said, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I've received. I want you guys to be aware in case you get calls. And they were first thought it was super funny, and then were like, yeah, no, we know you. I live in a small town.
Right.
But that's, take precautionary measures, be smart, get your internet information off of line. Can I
And
mention
also,
that board on 8chan? Ryan, is that okay if I mention on my name?
I did want to say one more
Oh,
thing
Ryan's
before we
good.
move on, and that is,
Oh, okay.
honestly, if you don't want a target painted on your back and you're not passionate enough to, deal with the likelihood that that's going to happen, just lay low. You know what I mean? Like, don't paint
Yeah.
a target on your back. That is the
And
best.
nobody's going to hate you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, BAF has information on there about keeping yourself safe, which is because they use it to keep themselves safe. They have pinned their top 2
Yeah.
pinned threads. Read them. For
Yeah, absolutely.
fuck's sake, don't comment in them. Do not
Right.
comment in them.
Don't kick
But
the hornet's
read
nest.
them.
You know?
Yeah, go read them. Make
Yeah,
sure
you're not
that you're
putting
not
yourself
hitting
in danger.
phishing links by
Oh, go
reading.
ahead.
Educate yourself. If
Yeah,
you're
right.
scared to go there, then DM me. I'll send you the links. But there's
And,
stuff you can do to keep yourself safe.
And I put in the chat a link that, as much as you can do for a link in chats, you got to replace the dot with an actual dot. But it's it's basically a big repository of all the places you can do full and partial opt-outs of, and the opt-out pages, or who you can contact, and just try to remove yourself from as many databases as you can.
Behir, I think I said that right. Behir. I don't know. Honestly, here's the thing with third-party trolls versus social justice warriors and who it is threatening me and everything else. There's not a line there. I mean, let's honestly look at what we're up against here, and look at the people that we are too. I mean, we need to be honest across the platform. We've got Zoe. Zoe is a goon. I'm a goon. Well, she's more goon bait, but still. I mean, she's on SA. I'm on SA. We've got people like Brianna Wu, who was a channer and hangs out with sort of disenfranchised and not really anon, but anon. We're all internet trolls. We're all internet bad guys to varying different degrees. Some of us, our hats are a little bit blacker than other people's, but you can't say, oh, this is a third-party troll and this is a social justice warrior and this is this and this is that. There's a lot of murky gray areas.
A lot of crossover between the two.
Yeah,
Lines bleed.
with who we are. And with us, I mean, same thing on our side. There's people on our side that are scary, and I am so glad they're on our side. They are good at what they do. They can get information, get in and out, and they're fast and they're smart. And when it comes to what BAF is doing, I don't know. BAF is the B of old. I mean, these guys do not care. They don't care. We're not a big deal. Honestly, the best way to keep yourself safe from them, don't be a whiny faggot on the internet. Best pro tip.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you're going to whine and cry, they're gonna come after you. If you're just like Liz, honestly, the reason that her doxes are coming down and everything else is because she doesn't give a crap. She doesn't care. By the way, I've dropped 2 curse words in this stream. But yeah, if you don't react, you're not fun. If you react and you freak out, then you're a fun target.
You're a lolcow.
And that's what it is. Look at what they're doing to Pole versus what they did with Liz. Liz, her stuff came down right away. Pole, they're having a freaking field day because he's hilarious because of how he's responding, and it makes my heart hurt. And I'm sad that it's happening, but it's whatever. Be smart, and like I said,
Don't stick your dick in the hornet's nest.
if you have questions, if you're, don't do. Ow, don't do that.
Don't whiz on the electric.
And be aware, like when you're tweeting anything else, be aware that they term search. We do the same thing. The way that we hunt for info, we all do things really similarly. So just be smart, be safe. Don't assume you know who you're talking to. That's going to be my last bit of advice, is that we've had a lot of situations where people's private DMs are getting passed around and things like that. Number one way to make Remy not like you very much, share DMs.
Yeah, be
That's
a
crappy.
duplicitous son of a bitch.
Yeah, like
basically.
don't ever be that guy. Like that's not cool. Like if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to the
Exactly.
entire internet. And I talk to everybody the same. I try and treat everybody exactly the same and be fair, but watching these private conversations and these private chats get passed all over the place and screenshots of this and screenshots of that makes me kind of want to throw up a little bit. Like this
It's
isn't
disgusting, and when you find out that like these things are being used out of context and are sometimes even fucking months old.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's hurtful. It has no place. I mean, we are good info diggers, and we are good at all of that stuff. Doing it to ourselves, psh, no. I'm sorry. I don't. I love you guys that tweet in the hashtag. I will absolutely go to the mat to defend anybody in it, but we need to not attack each other. We have too much stuff coming from the outside, and be aware that a lot of the quote unquote outside looks just like we do and talks just like we do. So just be cautious. And that
Do
is
we
all my
want to
mommy
talk about
preaching.
I'm
Grace
gonna say,
Williams'
for
article?
fuck's sake, proof of that, I had Kaz on the show.
Yeah.
So,
But you know, for it not to all be doom and gloom, there's one bright spot that I've had just recently. I found out today that Raspberry Pi people have seemed to like stop using the Twitter block list.
Which is
because,
wonderful. Yeah.
that's one that actually I was like, oh my god, Raspberry. Because like I want to toy with them. I want to make cluster computers with it. They have a competitor now. We could have easily gone to a competitor, but no. Go ahead and
Put them back in the
yeah, they're not as they're not in the dick pile right now.
dick pile. Is there a dick pile?
What other happenings have we had? I'm trying to think.
There is the thing that's going on with Gamer Ranks with their Silver String article. I know that there was a post on the Chan boards about not just the floating ad that was going there that's against AdSense terms, but as well as something to do with the language that was in that interview anyway. Maybe some people disagreed with that, but I think people were trying to nail Gamer Ranks for having some floating AdSense ads that are against the terms of service.
If people need. I was stuck muted. That was really embarrassing. I think the thing is that sites are slowly going to have to start realizing that the people that use their sites are just as tech savvy as they are.
If not more so.
Yeah. Which is kind of
We
a
can
strange world to me.
We can inspect elements, y'all.
Which is completely oh goodness. But yeah, these sites just need to be aware of who their market is and who we are, and even if they're not doing things quote unquote maliciously, and it's just being a derp, it still is a matter of people.
Perception is 9/10 of the law. You know?
Yeah, and just being transparent, or even saying like, "Hey, guess what? We're dumb. We messed up." Which, with the couple that Farts found with Ubisoft and everything, the way that situation was handled before we even stepped in, like, look at the amount of change we made, because before we even stepped in, statements were made, policies were changed, things were fixed. That's huge. That's wonderful, and that shows the good that we're doing. Yeah, absolutely.
Kudos for that.
Absolutely. Okay, so it looks like we are not.
Apis has the new editor-in-chief.
Oh, I know! I'm so excited. I love his
And
little face.
he looks like a really cool guy. Went back and looked at just some of his Twitter timeline and just some of his other stuff. I'm like, hey, you know what? This guy looks cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I also want Nazi Ian shut down, by the way. I completely agree with that statement. No, the new Escapist editor seems to be a joy. I loved his statement. I love talking about being enthusiast about gaming and not.
Yeah, there was that particular line where he said moving away from the curmudgeon style, you know, less focusing on what we don't like and more focusing on what we do like. What got us into these hobbies? Why is it an escape for us? Why are we the escapists?
Yeah, I am super excited about that. Also, props to the writer from Crave, whose name I can't remember right now, who his original piece was wrong. He had some information that was not factual in there. One tweet from me, just like, hey, dude, these are the statements that are being made. Your article is being put into question. And he went in, he fixed it, he updated the information and got everything corrected and included information about the new editor-in-chief of The Escapist. So I don't really read Crave Online, but the fact that the writer was that receptive to Twitter feedback when we've had so many writers just completely shut us down was nice. It was a nice change of pace.
Okay, so. Excuse me, you made an error in your article. Blocked.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right. And instead he was just like, oh man, that's a huge oversight. I'm so sorry. And was just super gregarious and nice about the entire thing. So props to him for that.
Oh man, what about friggin' Total Biscuit going the hell off?
Oh, it was beautiful. I was so happy. I love him. I love his whole entire face. Yeah, he was just dropping bombs. It was great. It was absolutely, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Can we give our viewers a little backstory on that?
Oh, okay. Well, he had a few. It was like the Blitzkrieg a little bit.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. Josh McIntosh raised his ire first off with the Jesui Charlie nonsense, and TB just laid him to waste. It was absolutely, absolutely beautiful. I watched that closely just because that hurt. I mean, that's. I don't understand what's with Jonathan McIntosh, but there is something deeply, deeply wrong with that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And with Anita, I mean, they both bank on tragedy and on lost lives, and that's disgusting. Like, I just can't even. It's school shootings. She thinks it's a
to push this agenda,
and it's disgusting. Anything. You know, and then Josh was, now I'm calling him Josh, Jonathan comes out and is all
Josh
like,
McIntosh is his name.
I wasn't really meaning to sound like an extremist. I was just kind of half an extremist sounding like an extremist to make those people mad. That's my Jonathan
I'm not
McIntosh
really an extremist. I only play one on Twitter.
Yeah, like, we're idiots, and we don't pay attention to the things that guy, does. Well, and other great TV news before we go into the Brianna Wu stuff, other absolutely amazing TV news is that he got a clear bill of health. So our boy, came back from his screening clean. Yeah. I mean, he's just been being really...
Go ahead, sir. Oh, I was just going to say, he did want people to understand, though, that this doesn't necessarily mean he's cancer-free. Just that it's
At the moment he has a good window.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's unfortunately how cancer works. But he just absolutely just laid waste to these guys and everything else, and was just I'm looking at a tweet that he sent to Ian. And of course, the guy who sold his Reddit influence to the highest bidder, a man is in no position to discuss ethics with anyone. Being moralized to by a literal neo-Nazi. Now I've seen everything. It basically, he made... Okay. I don't want to step on toes, but basically he made a statement about just being flip and poking at otherkin, and nobody... this was a great dig at Wu as well. I admit it, I'm prejudiced against character models that look like objectified Bratz dolls with PS1 level texture work. Sorry. I'm a retweet that one.
He even called her out on the friggin' should you be working on the PC port you promised your backers.
Yeah, I mean, he just has been laying waste to these guys, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and it makes me super happy. So that's been going on. We've had so many happenings and so much great stuff, and it just makes me really, really super excited. And again, safety is key. Safety is the biggest number one thing for me. Also, everybody making sure everybody's having fun. All this stupid infighting stuff, I'm so completely over that. That could go away. Tweet the hashtag, keep the hashtag alive. A lot of the poop posters and stuff have been stepping away from using the hashtag. New folks are coming in. We have a flood of new people coming in thanks to Nightline because people saw it and were like,
yeah.
wow, that chick's dumb. And
you know what? That dude at the end made a lot of sense.
yeah, so thank
He
you,
did.
Nightline, for that stuff. The other biggest thing, remember, if you're using Archive today, make sure that you're making backups because they're getting hit hard to take materials down. So if you're using any archive site, archive multiple places, keep hard copies.
There's even you can look for ones that save offline. You just go ahead and save a local copy and
Yeah.
put it wherever.
I will. Hi guys.
What's up, Ed?
Archive today did confirm today that they were only pulling down stuff from a certain British publication and not anybody else.
Okay.
But it's still,
But unfortunately, it
Still, the
opens
risk
the
is there.
door.
The
Yeah, it
risk
opens
is
the
there.
door for others to try that same tactic. So
Right.
yeah.
And it's just a good idea to have that shit backed up anyway. I mean, even if it never goes down, it's good to have that extra copy, just in case.
Yep. When I know I jumped in, y'all were talking about the Total Biscuit takedown of Brianna Wu, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Or just about everybody he's taken down.
Yeah, just like I'm gonna rig all y'all.
Did anybody see it? I saw it. I can't remember exactly where I saw it, but
I'm
there
gonna
was.
be honest, I haven't seen the Nightline thing.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Some webcast host you are. Anyway, she tweeted in July. Basically, Senpai noticed me. PB, please look at my game.
Right.
Wu did?
Brown
Yeah.
Wu in July. It was basically, it was like basically a Senpai noticed me, please.
Oh.
And please look at my game, Lord Biscuit. And then she started her childish tirade, and then he's like, okay.
Irrelevant.
He was like, okay. So I'm just imagining, he wears that Axiom hat. I'm just imagining he just took it off for like these tweets, and is like, you know what?
Yeah. He's like, I can no longer pretend that Brianna Wu isn't a psychotic fucking.
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't have to pretend. He knows. It's just he's like, I just like the way he ended it. He said, "So you got what you wanted. Senpai noticed you." Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of her, like, I'm kind of tired of folks taking the bait, because the reason she blames us all for, everything and anything is because she knows we react, and we do. Like, we have a habit of taking the bait and putting an irrelevant person back in the spotlight once more, and I would love to see that stuff.
But here's the thing is honestly right now, from an MRA angle, I want to talk about her because of the stuff with Frank.
Oh, I'm not saying don't talk about
right.
it.
There was that.
I'm saying when she accuses you of sinking the Titanic, maybe you can leave that one alone. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
she
she
has
is worth
me,
talking about, sure.
She has me blocked, so it's whatever. We can't be friends anymore.
Right.
But yeah, so full disclosure, I have a crush on Aaron. So I'm a little defensive of him. But the way that these people attack Aaron and say like he's ruining gaming, and that Zoe posted all of this stuff and everything else.
It was deranged. is what
Then
they said.
turn around and you see Frank's Facebook post, public Facebook post, attacking his much, much younger than him ex-wife.
By good, like 15 years.
Yeah, and just absolutely laying in. And now she has been happily married. She has beautiful babies. Her blog is a joy. She's a sweetheart. He shamed her into not wanting to write. And as a writer, that's despicable. Like anybody who shames somebody else's writing, I nearly did it again. F that guy. And
I'll sing it for you, Remy. Fuck that guy. There you
thanks,
go.
sweetie. And so that's the thing, and that's, I want to talk about that. It doesn't need to be tweeted in the Gamergate hashtag. Doesn't have anything to do with Gamergate. You guys will see me on Twitter talking about it, because screw that guy, screw his new freaking wife in their warped, sick world, attacking
just
a beautiful, wonderful
disgusting
woman.
people.
Yeah. Screw him
And
for
screw the
dragging her through the mud.
hypocrisy of
Yeah.
this guy.
Especially the way that they treated Aaron. And I, like I said, I have such a crush on Aaron. So it just like,
I went back and decided, because there have been recent articles, once again, talking about his deranged, quote-unquote, misogynistic takedown of her
That
in
we apparently
that post.
that we apparently helped write, by the
Yeah,
way.
that we organized, apparently. And, with all these secret leaders of Gamergate that nobody's been able to find. Guys, by the way, have y'all found them? I know we issued a search warrant, and... No, anybody hear anything? No?
nope,
Okay.
can't find him.
So I just went back and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go take another look at the Zoe post, and I did. And this was a dude pouring his heart out, saying, "Look what this girl did to me."
Right.
And
Don't
even
forget,
if
he had to
meant-
help. Like another female helped him out with this. Like
Yeah.
he was hard. Like
and even went as far, and that's why Remy hates it when I call him this, but I call him a beta. That he even went as far as saying, don't attack, which is fine. He said, don't attack her, which I can understand that. Don't go after her, don't attack her.
Mhm.
But I can see that, and I say that's why I say he has beta tendencies. He just he always seemed to he just would get run over.
Right.
And I think he's grown from that. I can see, I sometimes peek in on his Tumblr blog, and you can see the anger that he rightfully should have through all this, peeking out every once in a while. And I was like, yes, that's what I want to see from you, dude. I want you to see you mad. I want you to get it all off your chest.
Yeah.
Don't hold it in.
all things
That's unhealthy.
you were legally able to do.
Dude
Yeah.
was mentally and emotionally abused. Yeah, let that shit out, bro.
Yeah, let it go, dude. That's the only way you're going to move on.
And again, there are blog after blog after blog after site for women to vent these sorts of things.
Right.
And the fact that he's not allowed to have that platform is not okay with
It's
me.
pretty
And like I
sickening.
said, my anger and everything towards it is he's the sort of person that I would be friends with in real life. He's the sort of he's the people that I hang out with. And to see the attack and the venom that he's gotten, and then people just ignoring what Frank did, who is older, who is experienced, who is doing this to a much younger woman, and it just fills me with so much anger. And the fact that this young woman she ran from him and ran from that situation, and he chased her. And then he turns around and does this attack out of nowhere. I think, honestly, because we had stopped talking about his crazy wife, to get attention back on them, it just, it gets my hackles up.
Well, it goes back to that, think about that Nightline thing where the statement was made by Brianna where she said basically, I don't want to call it terrorism because it carries so much weight. And I go back to what Socks posted on her video when she said, I don't want to use the word terrorism because it carries so much weight. And then Socks put in big bold letters, then don't say it.
You floated the implication out there.
Yeah.
You did exactly what you intended to do, which was to put that negative association out in the
Right.
world.
I mean,
Exactly.
I'm wondering, honestly, guys, how many people have you beheaded this week? Because apparently we terrorists now.
Oh, all of them. I beheaded
Okay.
everyone. So-
Okay, everybody
I have
ran
to
into
keep
you just
myself
like-
restrained inside, otherwise I can't stop my beheadings. It's just
Oh, okay.
ridiculous.
Remy, how many did you do this week? Because I know you're pretty hardcore.
I know,
Um,
right? Like, I'm super, super scary. Like, yeah, all the women's, I chased all the women's out of the industry with my katana and cut their heads off.
Mhm.
That's
All those
what I
women, yeah. Every time, I think it's an in joke between me and Jennifer Daw, right?
Right.
Because every time, Brianna Wu makes this, blanket statement about every woman in the industry is afraid for their lives, I was like, hey, Jen, how afraid are you? And she's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Hey,
Every time
Jen,
it's like, yeah.
just like completely out of context, just like, hey, how you feeling?
Yeah, how you feeling? I mean, did you get chased out of the industry today? No? Well,
Checking terror levels today.
Yeah.
I'm a little peckish, but no. I'm
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
and
the
then-
industry. Is your terror level at yellowish orange at the moment?
It's at green and purple. That's what.
Yeah.
What's mauve supposed to be? 'Cause that's where mine's at.
But yeah.
Go ahead.
Don't assign my feels a color, motherfucker. You can't define them like that.
It's just completely insane. And as somebody who talks to and I pride myself on talking to people on all sides of this, and talking to developers, talking to journalists, talking to people who work at publishing houses and everything else. The fact that across the board everybody agrees she's nuts,
Yeah.
is great, and I honestly feel like that's why Frank did this. I really
To take the heat off her and put some of it back on him while getting her
no
news
to
again.
get her more attention, because this
Right.
came out of nowhere. I mean, this is Aaron. His post came from number one. I'm sure he didn't expect this to blow up the way that he did. I
Right.
feel completely confident that he didn't expect this to blow up the way that it did.
I'm
And the reason it blew up is because of what color was her hair at that point? Freakazoid made it into a big deal. If she hadn't responded, it's the same thing with Beth. If you don't respond to what they're doing, it goes away. She freaked out and put it on blast, and that's why this grew as quickly as it did. With what Frank wrote, his beautiful ex-wife wrote this very classy blog post about it, and then that's it. She's not tweeting about it. She's not sending out her personal army. She's not doing any kind of nonsense. So that's why that blew up. We need to lay that, where it should be. I mean, we need to lay it on Zoe for blowing it up the way that she did, which nobody seems to want to do. I would love to talk to her again. Like, I think that would be fun. But
She's one of those people that, I mean, we even saw it when Brianna Wu became a issue, quote unquote. When, remember that whole quote unquote thing, it's like, I'm the most harassed woman.
Yeah.
And then Zoe was like, excuse me? I'm
Right.
like, are y'all really doing Oppression Olympics now? Are you really doing this? Are you fucking kidding me? Y'all are really literally trying to say who's the most oppressed. This is goddamn ridiculous. Excuse me, Ryan. I know it's your stream, but sometimes I let loose.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it's nothing we haven't heard before, man.
yeah, I know. Jesus,
Just taking
Mary,
shit
and
back to the good old days at
and-
this point.
yeah, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and Moses, and all the apostles and everybody else. What the hell is wrong with you people?
Right.
and
That's the thing. Okay, I want to go and say this. When I'm, how I'm not oppressed because I don't let myself be oppressed.
And you also
Yeah.
know how these people aren't oppressed when they're fucking waving their oppression dicks around in each other's faces, because somebody who's been through really traumatic shit doesn't. Well, if anything, they tend to
Keep it
empathize
inside,
with other
they
people
don't.
who have.
No,
They
tend
don't
to not
go,
talk
I'm more
about
oppressed
that
than you.
fucked up shit.
one
know?
thing, to kind of loop back to the stuff, with the doxing and everything else, I've been working on a piece that I'm going to do with Ralph. I'm basically going to write a hit piece on myself if I get doxed. That because if it happens, if it were to occur, I used to have a different plan. Like, I was just going to go away and be done. But at this point, I'm like, no. Like, this is my family and this is my battle, and I'm not going anywhere. I care way too much about what's at stake. But I talked to Ralph and I was like, look, anything these kids dig up, or men or women or adults or whatever, can dig up on
Or
me.
Toasterkin.
Or Toasterkin. I know so much worse. Like, because I lived my life. I know what I've done, and I know what my family's done, and I know who we are, and I know the things that I've been through. And so I sat down and I've been working on this, and I've been trying to find things to kind of quote and to cite about being a victim. And I listen to a lot of Tori Amos when I write, and I was listening to a particular song that I was trying to make sure that Trent Reznor was the backing vocal. It had nothing to do with looking for quotes about being a victim. But she wrote this about the song Past the Mission. It's, the idea is to rescue myself from the role of victim, that I have a choice left, that though I can't change what happened, I can choose how to react. And I don't want to spend the rest of my life being bitter and locked up. That also the thought behind the phrase past the mission, that's also the thought behind the phrase past the mission, I smell the roses. That you can get past bad things that happen to you and have a really great life and really great things. But the fact that I was looking for stuff kind of to write about myself if something bad happens, and I stumbled across that, I thought was just really great. But these people don't live in that world. They want to wallow in it. They want to be victims, and they will set themselves up to continually be victims over and over again. So when this stuff with Frank is going on, and when people want to attack Aaron and do anything else, I'm my gloves are off. Like, I'm done. I was nice for the first 5 months, and I'm done. Like, if we're still gonna do this, and if we're still gonna have the Victim Olympics, then all right, let's do this. Like, let's compare bad histories.
Let's this shit out.
Like, let's go ahead. Let's lay this down, and let's have this fight, because they're not going to beat me at it. And that's where I'm at, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these women making my gender look completely stupid. It's got to stop.
You remind me of an old country song, Remy.
To lighten the mood a little bit before we start talking about Arrow, go ahead and look at the group chat real fast.
I want to know what country song I remind him of.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
I'm kind of curious about that.
There was an old country song by Aaron Tippin where he said, "You got to stand for something, or you fall."
Or you'll
for
fall for anything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Gotta
that's
stand for something, or you'll-
nobody asked you to sing it. Nah, but that's been my mentality through this whole thing. I think I've thoroughly explained many times. Just a quick overview. I started paying attention around first week of September. Like, what is this Gamergate thing? It was around the time when Zoe came out and said, "Look what they're doing in IRC logs." In IRC, they were plotting against me for months. And even my, I always like, I'm an evidence-based person. Show me evidence, and I'll take it from there. And even when her evidence was popping up, I even watched the video she had, and I'm thinking, none of this is adding up. It's like my logical brain is saying, nope. The Vulcan was like, this is illogical, Captain.
Yeah.
And so I said, let me dig a little deep. And then, of course, the real IRC logs came out, and I was like, well, this is just like shit posting.
Exactly, which is
like,
considering the makeup of things.
Right.
It
right.
makes sense, really.
I mean, and of course, like, using Roguestar for an example. I mean, for a while, he was like one of the most hated people on the internet. And now it's like, hey, people actually like Roguestar now.
Which is funny, just because he's a cool guy.
yeah. It's like, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, the thing is, it's like I started looking at it from that perspective, and I'm thinking, she has no case. There's absolutely no way that she comes out looking innocent. And it's the same with any of these journalists who wrote these articles, and their collusion and all that. Like I said, the biggest thing I always wanted to see from Games Journal Pros, which we'll probably never see at this point, is what was said on the day that the Gamers Are Dead articles were wrote. See, that's the one thing I've never seen, and I would love to see.
Yeah.
Because
that would be nice.
I always make the case when like I think it was Orland said something about getting the gift for Zoe. We should all get a gift or sign a card or something like that. No, they gave her a gift. It was called Gamers Are Dead.
Mhm.
To me, that was always the gift. They decided, we don't have to physically give her something, but we can write these horrible articles. And they were hoping that it would turn, gamers, and it was like, oh, you're right, we need to stop being gamers because it's bad. And then, of course, we had a segment that's like, fuck that, so.
But yeah, I obviously I'm not going to turn into like Ralph or Rogue by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm definitely getting slightly more aggressive in my stance with folks. I am responding to things that I got trolled by one of my favorite musicians the other day. I don't even know how to feel about this anymore.
Oh, no, who?
The lead singer of the New Pornographers. I'm a hipster, forgive me. He tweeted
hipsters.
Hey.
With that, hold on a second.
No.
And with that, we have almost all 4 of the members of the Dead Gamers Talking podcast.
He tweeted in the hashtag and he was like, what is this about making video games easier for people? I have all these video games. He was trolling. It was complete and total trolling. It was hilarious. Had it not, I was scared because I was afraid he was going to come out full feminazi and make me cry. And he wouldn't respond to me directly because he was basically just trolling with his friends, but it was still like one of those moments where this could go horribly wrong for me. I'm not sure what's going on. But yeah, like the fact that like extremely famous musicians are trolling our hashtag because they're bored. Like it's this is the world we live in. It's very, very strange.
Well, the big thing is that a lot of the people who want to call themselves anti-Gamergate are going to have to come to realize this is new normal now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 6 months. It's not going away. This isn't Occupy. This isn't the Tea Party. This is new normal.
This is standard.
Yeah,
We have expectations.
this is S&P at this point. This is standards and practices. You're going to be scrutinized for the entirety of your career at this point. Congratulations, you brought this on yourself.
Well, and the thing that they need to realize, and that they absolutely refuse to see, is that there are so many people like me who are activists, and this is what we do, and that are normally on their side. Like, a lot of the people that are quote-unquote anti-Gamergate and are on the other side of this, I've been to protest with those people. I vote along the same lines that they vote along. I have the same background and the same staying power and the same tenacity that they do. And I'm willing to use their tactics against them. And that's what's got them so confused. And I think that that's why they're so chasing their tails and so lost with stuff, is not just the fact that we're still here, but that we behave the way that they're used to behaving.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We share their values in many ways, as much as they
you've had
don't
a-
want it to be.
Yeah, you've had a clash of activism at this point, really.
Yes.
Where both sides know each other's tactics. It's like, I can't believe they're using those tactics. Why? You use them. What? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange, and the fact that a lot of us have the same heroes and a lot of things, and the only times, I think, honestly, Mac and Josh is the only one that goes completely off the deep end. And
Wait. Now we got confirmation. He said it himself. He was only pretending to be retarded.
Yeah.
yeah, totally. That was best troll. Yeah, totally. What?
Never go full retard.
But that's the world that we live in, and that's what they're having such a hard time with. And the last, I guess like 3-4 weeks for me has just sort of been a reminder, because I was getting tired. I mean, I'll be completely honest. Like, this is a slow, hard grind. But I watched on the anniversary of Aaron Schwartz's death, I watched The Internet's Own Boy, and that was like the best injection of, right, I'm not giving up. Forget that for me. And he's somebody that these guys look up to. And like I keep saying, we all look alike. We all come from similar backgrounds. Our bad guys on this are hard to kind of discern from ourselves, but, we just need to keep at it. And we've got this. We're making change.
Mm-hmm. We are. And it's awesome. That's all I have to contribute to that part. So, yeah.
And sorry, Rye, I know we haven't talked about Gamergate on your stream in forever. Oh, and he BRB'd right before I said I was sorry. But
he doesn't need your apologies.
I've been ranting for like 30 minutes about it, but it's great, and I think that we need to get back to having streams that talk about things that are going on, because we have happenings, we have stuff that's
well, there's
coming
issue-based
out.
things to talk about.
Yes, and it's freaking awesome and wonderful, and I'm so excited about that.
Well, yeah, it's like, we discussed, you, me, and Fuhr and Corsox discussed on Thursday. There are things we didn't want to discuss, but since they started getting attention from outlets, we were like,
we're going to have to talk about the show.
Yeah, well, since they're going to pay attention to it and not see them for the harassing, doxing people that they are, I guess we're going to have to discuss this. But so, yeah, it's good that you can't ignore it, because, it gets to a point where you think you can ignore it and it'll go away, then you realize it's not going to go away. Not until you call it out, and you got to drag it into this. We got to drag it into the sun at this point. And,
Exactly.
Yeah, and it needs to be shown for what it is, and not be allowed to hide in the darkness. So that's all we can do at this point. And I'm, and considering that I'm a green semi-tractor trailer, I can do a lot of dragging. So.
You fucking semi-kin.
Don't take away my identity, good sir. I will get very upset.
All right, so we're gonna talk about Arrow.
Why do you want to talk about stupid stuff?
Yup.
Yes, please. Are you caught up,
Yeah.
Wayne?
I
Who's
don't
not
watch.
caught up?
I don't watch Arrow. I don't watch TV.
He's a dirty, filthy pleb.
No, I just don't watch TV.
Yeah, somebody's be calling pleb, or somebody's being called a pleb besides me. I would be special.
So everybody else is caught up though, right? Except for Josh is not
Yeah.
caught up. You're like
I don't know
not
about
even
that.
just a little bit behind. You're like,
Like, not even started the series behind.
yeah.
So really,
dude.
spoilers probably
You
be
know
nothing.
what? You'll be fine then, because by
Yeah.
the time you get caught up, you'll be like, I have no idea what we even said that session.
Yeah, I forgot all about all that. Damn.
Yeah, so you could probably stick. God, guys, I kind of want to get doxxed simply because I really want pizza so bad right now. Like, people keep tweeting pictures of pizza, and I'm like,
You just saw this on
Oh god,
Twitter, eh?
2015.
She lives in 742
Dogs. I really want to get dogs right now.
I want pizza.
You just dox yourself to a couple of key people in the chat over here who are nice.
Mhm.
Maybe they'll order your pizza. Who knows?
Who in the chat right now doesn't
Hold on.
already know my address? You
I
guys
was
already
gonna
know
say
my-
start a GoFundMe
for pizza.
Like, yo, I need $50 for pizza.
Yes. Oh my God, that's pizza and wings. Oh my
There you
God.
go.
Oh. But anyway, so I made Rye watch. Now, are you caught up on Flash too, or?
Flash, Agents of Shield, Agent Carter, and the Arrow.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't back yet, so you've caught up to the mid-season.
I caught up to season 2. Or yeah, I'm as caught up can be.
Okay, good. Good to hear. So which should we spill about first?
I don't know. We got a half hour. Somebody throw something out. Let's go.
Okay. Let's talk about the sound that I make when Ollie gets stabbed.
even though she's already seen that episode, during the previously on Arrow things when we watched it last night, when he gets stabbed, she's like, "Ugh." It's like, but you saw that already.
I was so not happy. I thought Flash was great. I guess we should go in chronological order. Flash was great. I really enjoyed Flash's return. Flash has been really solid. I wasn't
is this
excited
good-
about the show first, but
Now, do you think he's gonna get the new suit now? Since this one was pretty much roached. Like he was pretty burnt up after the end of this episode.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the new suit.
hey, people are tweeting pizza at me.
Okay, real quick, because like I said, somebody who hasn't watched it, does the suit derive any of his power?
No.
Okay, then he can fix himself a new suit. That's not a big deal. He
Yeah.
can do it in minutes. Probably
Well,
seconds.
he's not the one who made the suit. The one of the people at Star Labs made the suit. But that's what I'm wondering is the picture that the newspaper shows from the future. It
Mhm.
shows the white Flash symbol, where it has the white circle.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I paid a little too
Yeah,
much
yeah.
attention, but yes. The future newspaper, it shows the white Flash symbol. Like on his chest.
Mhm.
It's the white circle with the lightning bolt going through it.
So like a
you
little
think-
more, like the more traditional Flash.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think now that the suit's been burned, that's going to take the place of...
Wouldn't doubt it, honestly. Because obviously, it sounds like the show is very popular, and that means
It's
DC
really
wants to
popular.
get. So that means DC wants to get like its real branding on there. So
Well, and this was just such a fun episode. I mean, for me personally, I watched Prison Break, so it was a really, really fun episode. Wentworth Miller is such a great actor.
I want to know what's his name? Captain Cold or something like that?
Yeah.
What's his sister's name? Would that be Killer
Sorry.
Frost?
so Captain Cold showed up now. Cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Second time.
Now would his sister?
So how
be,
many
Killer
of-
Frost?
I don't.
Heatwave was on it too.
How many of the
Heatwave
rogues,
and Captain Cold.
how many of the rogues have showed up?
3, Captain Boomerang, Captain Cold, and that other guy with the fucking heat ray.
Okay.
Heatwave.
Oh yeah, and then
Oh, wait,
Trickster.
or-
Trickster
oh,
will
oh.
show up eventually, and that's going to be Luke Skywalker.
Mhm.
Like I said, that's like his sister breaks him out at the end of the episode, but you don't see who.
You don't see who she is. Cool,
Yeah, because I don't read. This is not my verse, so I don't read the comics, so I'm not sure who. But have these been fairly consistent with the comics? I sort of feel like they've gone
Yeah.
off the rails in a lot of spaces with it.
Spiritually, it's true to the comics, but like in terms of details.
The day-to-day goings on, it's off the rails. Sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Absolutely. I mean, with comic books having so many alternate universes and alternate tellings of their stories, I just, at worst, these shows are just that, kind of an alternate retelling of these tales we've been hearing for years, so I'm okay with that. They don't need to be slavish to the source material,
Oh no, not at all. They need to strike out on their own identity.
Yeah.
Why like the Marvel movies aren't exactly like the comics because the comics are already there. They exist is the thing. You're making a TV show or you're making a movie.
And they're not. They're
Hold on
not
a
the
second.
same, but they're not the same medium too.
Hold on a second. Are you
There's
talking about
stories that are told better in comics?
Nick, shut up. Are you saying that these things are come from comic books?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, wait. Yes, Ryan. There's this whole other thing in the an industry called the comic book industry. You probably wouldn't know that because you are a juggalo.
Reading, how does it work?
No, I bet it won't. I said comics, how do they work? But reading works.
Literacy.
Oh, he doesn't read them. He just looks at pictures.
What are words? How do they work?
Actually, that works too.
But it was a funny episode. I also really liked it. One thing that made me and Nick laugh was that when Joe was like, "Oh, Iris, I'm gonna leave you and Barry to talk," and then he stepped like 3 feet away to sit on the sofa. While they were
It's like,
talking.
yep, that's real far away. It's fucking
I thought that was awesome when he moved back in with Joe.
yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah, it was just kind of like, oh.
No, I like that.
The entire cast is likable. Like Eddie, I totally like him, and I know something bad's gonna happen.
So
Oh,
just
yeah, he's gonna
from
die. Like you can see it coming.
somebody
Well-
being completely ignorant to the show, have they brought in like Wally or anybody like that? Or
Not yet.
No sidekick.
Not
anything.
even-
Now he grew up with Iris.
Dude,
of course.
Barry Allen is freaking young as hell. He's like
Yeah.
24. So they're not bringing Wally in for a
No
while.
Wally yet. They have debuted the Reverse Flash.
Yes.
And I've seen some concept art, and it's so obvious it's Wells. Like, in the concept art, it's straight up.
But
him.
here's
No,
the
that's
thing,
too
though.
obvious. It's too
Yeah.
obvious. To be fair.
But I'm just
it's
saying,
how-
when you
Look,
release
at the end of that
official
episode-
concept art with
Look,
Wells
at the
in
end
the
of last
suit, it's
season's
got like,
episode,
what's up?
Wells has the suit.
Yes.
And
But-
I don't know.
I'll give
See,
you
my
this.
original
Yeah, but
theory.
then again-
Hold on, Nick. I'll give you this. There's no possible way he was able to run back and forth so fast to make it look like he beat the shit out of himself.
No.
Well, and the way that I justified that was with the moving through time and not a consistent time.
Right. It's
space
him
for
from
them.
a different place all the
But-
time.
Let's
But-
segue into Arrow. The second you guys think something's really obvious, dun-dun-dun, Lazarus Pits, guess what doesn't happen?
No
Well,
Lazarus
know
Pits.
what happened.
Oh, who called that shit? I called that shit. Told you.
I'm eager to see what happened
Freaking
because
Stephen Amell's like, no
Stale and
Lazarus
his
Pits. I
wife.
called it. Someone was like, no, definitely Lazarus Pits. I was like, okay, we'll put money on it. No Lazarus Pits. What the
are you
fuck?
thinking of the conversation you and I had where
Yes.
I said I wasn't sure? I didn't say no. I just said
No. Too bad. Stop retconning what happened. Too
That
bad.
wasn't, I never said no, dude. That's not my style. Like if I
Too
don't
late.
know something, I'm not
sure.
gonna pretend
Not
to know.
your style. Now that you lost.
But yeah, no, it's
No Lazarus Pits.
I will tell you,
Arrow
I'm not in the mood
was-
for this tonight.
Arrow was absolutely awesome. I thought it was completely great.
Yeah.
Ryan's sitting there watching, asking me questions the entire time. He's like, "Is this gonna happen? Is that gonna happen?"
Yeah.
Dude, shut up. It's an
Hold
hour.
on, look. I kept, my thing was like Thea, right?
Yeah.
I was just curious if is she like bigger in that universe than she is in the show? And I think William was like, I don't think she exists in the comics. So
She does not.
As far as I'm
there
aware,
is a Speedy. There is a
Yeah,
female
yeah,
named
yeah.
Speedy, but I don't think it's his sister.
wait, did you say Mia?
Thea.
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 No, there
There we go.
is no Thea. There is a Mia.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
Mia
it's
Yeah,
not
well,
his sister.
Mia was she Arrowette or was she
She was
Speedy?
Speedy
She's
at one
called
point.
Speedy, yes?
Yeah, at one point she was Arrowette though, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
but
the
she
thing
was
is-
also Speedy. Yes.
Yeah,
She is-
but
Okay.
she was
The
like,
thing that-
and yeah, I remember she was one of the first few characters that has been out that she had
Right.
AIDS, and
Ah.
that was kind of a big deal with that, at that time. So,
The thing with Thea though is she has referred to herself as Mia when she went to Corto Maltese and to get away. That's what she was calling herself while she was there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up, and I'm pretty sure Mia was not related to Ali. They were
No,
just-
there's no. It's not a blood relation for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So now, do you think that she will somehow become another, like, Arsenal?
Oh,
She never was
eventually-
Arsenal ever, but
eventually-
in
I
the
know she never was
No,
Arsenal.
no, no.
but
She'll
then
be.
you
You
think
mean
she'll
if
be
she'll
the
join
top?
Team Arrow? Yes,
Yeah.
eventually she will. Absolutely. She
See,
might
I
have a
want
stint as a villain
her-
first.
I want her to be a bad guy. I really do.
That's what I was gonna say. I think she'll have a stint as a villain first, if anything.
Right.
What do you
But
guys
then-
think about Black Canary and
That debut was weak.
Oh man, I love.
I am the
I'm a
kind
Laurel,
of justice you can't run away from.
No, I'm a Laurel. I'm a Laurel Queen OTP person, so I'm
Don't get me
very
wrong,
happy about
I'm-
that. Fucking love that.
I really want to see
It is cool that they finally.
her like grow as a character and everything. And I mean, I'm happy to see her. She's finally donning the costume.
She was better
I
on
just
Supernatural.
don't think. Hold on, I just don't think that she has the training to go the distance.
Well, she
Not yet.
She trained with Ted Cord, so like he's one of the guys who can beat Batman in a fist fight. So
Oh yeah.
Ted Cord.
what? No, Ted Cord is the Blue Beetle.
Yeah, you're thinking of
Right.
Wildcat.
Ted Grant?
aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of comics as well. As far as the TV show goes, she hasn't trained with anybody. She trained with a boxer.
No, she trained with him. He
if
took
he
her under
trained,
his wing
if she
and
trained with a guy named Ted Grant, then she trained with fucking Wildcat.
Yeah, she trained with Wildcat at
On
his
the
gym.
show?
Yes, she straight up went there
She's
and
been
had him
training with
train her. Yeah.
Now
Oh.
she's not. She's again. He's a boxer and he's a good fighter. He's not quite Arrow good yet, and I imagine there will be continued training. But it's enough. It's enough. She's I think on par with Oliver maybe at the start. So
She'll
I'm
be able
not-
to hold
yeah.
her own.
She'll
know.
be fine. Now maybe Oliver will come back in time. Maybe there'll be something big like with Brick and everything, and he'll come back in time to like save everyone. But she's capable enough to fill the role temporarily.
Fucking Vinnie Jones, dude. His character was a
good.
badass.
He's
Yeah.
really good.
I like that. If you can put me down, you'll get out
You
of here.
walk out
alive.
of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a gun. If you kill me, you can leave.
Yeah.
He shoots from the head, and he's still just like, he shakes it off. Like, what?
I know. I was like, wow.
Grazed him with that bullet though, but yeah.
Yeah.
It
Still,
was good.
still, like if he's different because if he wasn't, a crazy shot from a bullet to the head would send him
Yeah.
off his feet.
Right. And he got shot in the shoulder too and shrugged
Yeah,
that shit
yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Beat a
so
guy to
it's-
death with his bare hands. So
Well, he didn't. I don't think he killed him with the bare hands, but he
I think he did.
definitely clubbed him to death.
'Cause-
But
yeah, the guy was pretty fucked up. But yeah. So what do you guys think about the reveal at the end? I mean, did you expect it to come so soon, or did you expect him to drag it out a few episodes?
you mean him dead? No, I expected him to come back
No,
that
Ollie.
episode. Yeah, him dead. He's not dead.
Yeah.
I expected him to come back that
Right.
episode.
Yeah.
I think they did it exactly right. I think that's exactly how I would have done it in the same situation. Is you leave that as the teaser for the next episode, especially when you have it where what's her name, Sun Tzu or Kanzu, whatever
Yeah.
her name is there looking after him because it's tied in with the 5 years ago story.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
and it's what's going to happen is he's going to basically have like a mini version of the island again. He's probably going to be there for half of the remaining season or more, and then come back.
He'll
for
be
the
back in
last couple
episode
episodes.
13 for sure, though. Because
Okay.
yeah. There, I
So
read the
we're on
solicitation.
10,
for
and
it.
that was 10. So we have 2 more episodes of him being absent then,
Right.
So that
or
means the
maybe
city's going to
maybe
be-
3, and then he comes back at the very end of 13.
I was gonna say, because you watch, the city will be in complete chaos with this guy's new little gang running around.
Yes,
Well,
And it'll be
that, they're bringing
Felicity's
back
fault.
Vertigo.
and it'll be Felicity's fault.
Right.
But
This episode synopsis I'm reading
Do
basically
you
has
think
Vertigo
that guy will
dosing.
get his
Hey,
exoskeleton
hold
done?
on. Okay, never mind. I don't care. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, do you think that guy will get his exoskeleton suit done?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Ray,
Daddy, he's gorgeous.
Ray Palmer,
Yeah.
Mm.
Superman,
Yeah, man.
round and round.
Yeah. Superman Returns. Superman. Can I just say that he doesn't look like he's aged in the slightest? In fact, he looks
Not at all.
there
Yeah.
that he did in the movie. It's like what? Oh, the power of acting.
I think his best performance was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. If you haven't seen it, it's hilarious.
I haven't
I mean,
seen
his part of it anyway. I don't really know
I-
about the rest of the movie.
I actually think he did a very excellent job in Superman Returns.
He
The
did.
movie itself was terrible, but he was.
The problem with Singer was trying to make it. He was trying to ape the Donner flicks a little too closely, and
He was trying to make a direct sequel to something that came out in 1977.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
And it-
Brandon
it's
Routh
been
did
30
a
years.
great Christopher Reeve impression, but
I think that Ralph, if it had been in Superman Begins, which was what it was originally supposed to be,
Right.
would have been fine. But
yeah.
when Singer decided to, like you said, ape
Try and
on
harken back. Superman.
yeah,
But
but he tried
it
to ape
Singer-
Singer, Superman 2. It just like yeah.
and so closely, in fact, that there were straight up sequences straight out of the old movies.
I mean, they used Marlon Brando freaking dialogue.
Yeah,
But it was. I really, really liked Superman Returns. There were things as not a Superman fan prior to Henry's playing him. I didn't read the comics or anything else. I started liking it because of Henry, because Daddy. But my best friend got me to watch.
I will never notice you, Remy.
It could happen. He's 6'4". But
That's the reason it could happen, because he's so tall, he can just see across the
Sees everybody.
but the
stands
Superman-
up every morning and looks across. It's like, hey, look, is that Remy I see way over? Oh, okay.
From here.
The Superman Returns, and the thing that I have to give it that I did not get from Henry's take on it is that I was genuinely enjoying Clark. Like the stuff, the way that he moved as Clark, the way that he behaved as Clark, and I felt like I was cheating on Peter Parker because I like Superman. I'm attracted to Superman. I'm not attracted to Clark Kent. But Superman Returns, he was really rounded out. He made Clark really likable, and I just thought it was a really good movie. I know people, for whatever reason, didn't enjoy it, but it made me want to be a Superman
You guys
fan.
think that he would have made it well? Okay.
If they had done their own thing,
Hold
it would have been better.
Calm down.
Sit down now. Sit down.
If they would have used that same actor from Superman Returns and Man of Steel, do you think it would have done as well?
No.
No, because
Really?
it was a very different story. It was a super different story.
See, here's how it could have. This is the only way it could have worked. That story could have worked for Superman Returns. It had to have taken place at least 5 years after the second.
No,
movie.
not replace it. Just use the same actor.
You let me finish. It had to be 5. It couldn't be 20 years after the second movie. It had to be at least 5 years. Meaning you pretend like Superman 3 and 4 don't exist, which most people do. But it doesn't work as a story because it was a direct sequel. And you can't do that. You can't take 20 years and then like, okay, we're going to pretend like it's only been 5 years in the movie universe and all this other stuff has happened.
Yeah, because guess what? I haven't seen Superman Returns, and neither did a lot of people. So we walked in and we're just like, what?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
No, look, I'm talking about taking the actor who played Superman in Superman Returns.
No,
Brandon Routh
still
couldn't have
wouldn't
fit
work.
Man of Steel.
He could
No.
not have done Man of Steel. No.
Okay,
Because-
that's what I was asking.
Because the big thing is Brandon Routh played a good Clark.
Yes.
And Henry Cavill still hadn't Henry Cavill's Clark hadn't been fleshed out yet. Because he was
But his
still
Superman.
his Superman is I will even begrudgingly will say his Superman was fine.
Fine was not the word I was going to use, but yes, he was fine too.
Um
Here's the thing is that Superman is an alien. He's otherworldly. He is above and beyond what we are. And I think that Henry's portrayal really encompassed that and really showed that, because even in regular interactions as Clark, there was a detachment to it. Whereas with Brandon's portrayal in Superman Returns, that affection that Superman has for humans really comes through a lot more, which is why that scene that everybody hates from Man of Steel and the destruction that's caused in Man of Steel, Superman would do that. The Superman in Man of Steel would do that. There's a detachment there, and it makes sense for how that character is. If it's true to Superman or not, I don't know. I don't read the comics.
it definitely
But-
isn't. but
That's the thing. It's
It was
very
true to
good.
that adaptation of Superman.
Yeah, it's true to that portrayal.
Right. It's just the problem there is just that it happens to be you are introducing a new take on it and cramming that in with a new take. So the audience does not have the time to really sit there and absorb it in yet because they're just it's this brand new thing that's just been thrust in at them and all
Maybe your mic is off the wrong thing again.
Really?
It's yeah.
it sounds like you're in a wind tunnel.
Can
But
you hear me at least, Phil?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
But to take off where you were going. The biggest issue that I have, and that's somebody who's read Superman, and I've said it before, was the betrayal of Jonathan. It was absolutely stupid. Jonathan Kent went acting like he did in that movie. And when you talk about the detachment and stuff, that doesn't fly with me as a Superman fan because the attachment was there before the whole powers thing. You know, he thought it was normal. I remember reading a comic, kind of a touching on the origin a little bit, saying like, why can't mom and dad fly? You know, kind of thing. He didn't think that it was something different. He didn't feel that, and that's why they had to kind of rein him in a little bit. It's like, Clark, you can't really be, flying around, and this is not a good thing. So I was like, wait a minute now, hold on. That's why I kind of, if there was one origin story that I really wish they would have tapped onto, it would have been Birthright, because I just think that it would have been a good way to show the Clark side and show the Superman side, and to show that, like Remy was talking about, that otherworldly, superhuman, guys, while also showing that there is a Clark Kent there. And and there's just my personal opinion. But
we got 10 minutes left. Do you guys want to hit on Agent Carter at all?
So
no.
good!
Haven't seen Stacking Up. Haven't seen Latest Step.
No, I don't want to talk about Agent Carter at all.
Haven't seen it yet.
All right, this is all I will say. It is so good. It is absolutely, it's so freaking good, and it's great because it really shows. Feminists have got to freaking hate it. Absolutely got to freaking hate it. It is everything. I love it. I love it so hard. It is so wonderful. It just makes me so happy. And there are certain characters in there I'm watching, and I'm like, oh look, that guy's kind of.
I'm already intrigued.
Yeah, I'm like, that guy's kind of like Ben Kuchera a little bit.
They actually have,
there's conversations in the show that I'm like, wow, I've had that argument on Twitter. So it's wonderful. It's so great. I love it.
There's actually a scene where they have
the first 30.
They have a scene where they have Officer Farva from Super Troopers. He's being a dick in a fucking diner. She takes a fork and shoves it in his fucking rib and starts.
I want a liter of soda.
Oh no, dude! Starts fucking threatening him, you'll find somewhere else to eat. Also, tip generously, and then pulls the fork out of his ribs and walks away.
Yeah, she's a joy. It's so good.
Like I said, the first, the 30 to 40 minutes I saw it before I fell asleep like a pleb, was great. I love the fact that you see the template for Jarvis from the Iron Man movies in that you actually have Edwin Jarvis. I was like, that's amazing. I love it. I love every second of it.
It's just so good.
I don't know about the lore or anything like that, but is Agent Carter Stark's mother or
no?
All right, so Stark just grows up, I imagine, with Jarvis being the butler or whatever, right?
Yeah, he'll eventually meet the real Jarvis.
That's kind of his inspiration.
I think it's kind of touched on. I think Tony is born. I mean, I guess in this timeline, Tony would probably be born in the 60s.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
This predates Tony Stark.
Because I mean, at that point, whether or not Agent Carter takes what was it, 48?
Yes, 46. In fact.
That's right, because it's right after the war. Yeah.
Very fresh. Well, 48 is right after the war too, but it's.
Really... Yeah, but I'm talking about I knew it was right after the war, but I'm talking about right after the war,
yes, exactly.
Immediately after the war.
It's immediately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's really good, and the cars, and it's the costumes, and it's so good. It's just so much good, and I super love it.
I think there's only 3 or 4 episodes right now.
I can.
Well, the first episode is 2, really.
The first episode was like a movie, kind of made for TV kind of thing, like 2 hours. They call it 1 and 2, but it was one episode. And then, how was it? 8? It's going to be 8 episodes.
Yeah, it's going to be about that. I actually have not seen the actual second episode. I have not seen the real second episode yet. So.
Yeah.
It's like the season just started and it's already on such a good note. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah,
It's not like Shield, where Shield started off kind of slow and then worked its way up to.
And the
higher storyline.
production value, it's so good.
Well, that's
Can I
that's
shill something for tomorrow? When
Sure.
you guys have a second?
Oh, go ahead. We're actually about to start doing our normal shill thing anyway. It's in the last like 7 minutes of the show. So.
Okay. Well, obviously, I am Remy Punks on all of the places. But tomorrow, I am going to be streaming with somebody who's known me for 20 years. I am going to be interviewing her about being a BDSM model as well as a professional dommy and foot fetishist. And I'm super excited. I'm not sure about what time because she's in Germany, but I will send out links to you guys and be like, shill. It'll be funny, even if it's just to hear stories about me being really drunk and stupid as a teenager. But it's starting my sex positive sex industry series that I'm doing on Tuesday night. I am going to be interviewing Crystal Garcia, who is also a professional dominatrix and just an absolute joy of a woman and a vlogger and just is a great all-around person. But they're going to be kind of sprinkled throughout the week as people become available. Mercedes is actually at the AVN and is like telling people to tweet me and contact me, which is like the strangest experience of my entire life. But it'll be cool. It's going to be pretty lewd considering how I normally behave.
My favorite! Woo!
But it'll be fun, and hopefully, people will learn more about the industry and how things work and take some stigma away from it. So
Wait, did I hear lewd?
yes.
Go on.
Whoa! Hold on now. We went from lewd to Wayne's gonna devour your soul. It's like, jeez.
Though, dude, when I get into it, I'm going hardcore. Anyway.
I didn't know you meant satanic hardcore. Damn.
Is there anything else you want to show?
But that's it. Yeah, definitely watch that.
Thursday.
I also need to get to 500 subscribers so that I can fix my YouTube URL. So please subscribe to me on YouTube, and that would be really greatly appreciated. And that's it. I'm done shilling.
Thursdays.
Oh, right. You can shill that, yo.
Yeah, I think.
You up, Wayne? I hear Wayne has something to shill, yo.
Hold on, I think a collective shilling from Nick, Wayne, and Remy, and as well as their fourth member who is never on my show.
So.
You never ask her to be on your show, do you?
I always ask her to be on my show.
Did you ask her this week?
No.
And
you can't claim always then. You have been admitting a falsehood, sir.
Socks is who started the stupid pizza craving, by the way.
She's even awake, too.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, what is it, like 1 o'clock on Sunday where she's at right now? Yeah, around there. Yeah, 1 o'clock p.m., not a.m. But yeah. Anyway,
Dead Gamers Talking Part 2. Anyway. Yeah.
Listen to all the.
Show your guys' thing.
Yeah, Dead Gamers Talking. We broadcast it through my YouTube channel now. I think that it's going to continue to do that way because it was pretty stable. I had a little bit of a kerfuffle, but
It wouldn't be us if there wasn't.
Remy went Spanish.
Yeah.
I broke stuff. It happens.
It wouldn't be our stream if something didn't break. That's just the way it is at this point.
Although, to be fair, I don't think there's been a co-optional podcast app where I've seen where they haven't had something break.
Well, then we're right on the.
By the way, if you're curious about it, Wade, the last co-optional podcast at about 2 hours in.
Yeah, I watched it.
You did? Yeah.
It was pretty
That was a
amazing.
cool segment.
Yeah, but anyway. But yeah, Thursday nights 9 to 11. We do it every week. It's myself, Remy, and Fuhrer and Socks, and we talk about stuff and we rage and against the machine and all that good stuff. And,
All right.
and go on choo-choo trains apparently.
Yeah.
All right, Josh.
I'm at Doc Gray on Twitter, content producer, occasional writer, and we are heading up a new project to some other folks. Stay tuned for details on that. Lots of exciting stuff being worked on.
Daryl, where can people find you?
They know where to find me.
Just in the nearest gutter.
Oh,
Nice.
low blow.
Woo! Kidney punches.
Remind me to take a knife whenever I meet you, Nick.
Oh! Whoa!
He sounds like a horrible
Whoa,
person the way he
hold on.
threatens people
Hold
all
on.
the time.
Hold on.
And
I'm gonna have
apparently,
to start carrying my K-bar then. Okay.
Yeah, he lives near loud fans that come through on streams. Ryan, you're the only one that's left.
Yep. You can find me on Rotten, or wow, yeah, you can find me on RottenRye.com. That'd be a thing, wouldn't it? Anyway.
yes, we've
Uh,
made
Oh,
it.
this stock him. Take his
Twitter,
gold.
RottenRye
Take all his
HD.
monies.
Fuck off, Nick. Shit. You can find me on Twitter at RottenRyeHD. You can find me on Twitch at Rotten_Rye, and I'm right here. Speaking of which, if you haven't subbed to my channel already, please do so now. Click the thumbs up on the bottom and like the episode, and tune in next week. And with that, we're out. Thanks for tuning in,
Peace out.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.